Hey everyone, what is up, and welcome back for episode 18 of the 100 Line Last Defense Academy. So, last episode was kind of crazy. We're going to make the summary pretty quick, but last episode, the very quick summary, I feel like my summaries kind of take longer than they need to most of the time, so I'm going to try to speed them up where I can, at least at the beginning of episodes. Last episode, the very quick summary is there were two very, very important events. The first one is the killer reappearing, right, and promptly dying, and we learned that it was Yugamu. Now, I have doubts about whether it was Yugamu the whole time, but at least that time it was Yugamu. It's not completely out of line to think that it was Yugamu, but I don't know, there's just some kind of weird stuff, like with, I don't know, the writing on the board, right, being before we even got Yugamu, and I assumed that would be the same person, right? I wonder if this is some kind of outside influence thing, if that makes sense. Even if it's completely possible it's just been Yugamu the whole time. But Yugamu's dead in the suit. Yugamu was the killer, at least that time. And time kind of goes on, and eventually Yugamu comes back as a zombie. Like, actually, I'm not kidding, right? He's literally a zombie, and he kills Darumi. And eventually they, like, burn his body, but they get attacked by zombies again a few days later. Kako dies, Hiriko dies, and it's a zombie apocalypse. That's the route now. People dropping like flies. We just lost Nozomi. We had to choose whether we were going to kill her or not. I chose to kill her. Sorry, Nozomi. Be awkward if there was a cure, and I could have helped you. But I saved Kyoshika. All this, we're down to like 6 people. And we still have to defeat, the Supreme Commander, Vesh something. I always forget her full name. We've still got to defeat the Supreme Commander, which is going to be interesting to say the least. So, I mean, that's what's going on this episode. I assume we're going to reach the conclusion. We only got 20 or so days to go. And they've been skipping days a lot towards the back half of this route, so I wouldn't be shocked if it's not even like a 4-hour episode. We'll see, though. But I assume we're going to conclude the zombie apocalypse thing, whether that means everyone dies or we find a way to prevent it, right? Or we kill all the zombies and there are no more, right? But I assume we're also going to finish killing the Supreme Commander, right, in this route. Or we just lose. That would be crazy. But this is the squad we've got, man. It's not great. Some real... I mean, we got 3 units that are pretty rough combat-wise. Actually, 4. Debatably 5. Kyoshika and Takumi are the best combat units by a large margin. Tsubasa's a great support unit, but she's not, like, an excellent main combatant, and that's something we're lacking, right? It's rough out here. 3 days went by after I seemed to have lost touch with my sense of reality. That's after you killed Nozomi. The situation had not improved. I know it's because there are zombies out there, but damn, it's hella depressing to be holed up in one room all day. Yes, we need some entertainment to lighten the mood. Kyoshika, swallow your sword and push it out your backside. You asked the impossible. I have pushed it from outside in before, but never inside out. You've what? I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear that. That's for the best. You seem pretty into whatever you're reading, Tsubasa. What is it? Oh, this? Some old scroll. I found it in the library and brought it along when we escaped the metal shop. I just wanted to see if I could find anything zombie-related in it. That makes sense. Karaura seems fine now, but there may be other unknown side effects from the bite. For now, I think the most probable answer is that you don't get turned into a zombie just by getting bitten. You don't? What's that mean? Turning into a zombie after getting bitten is probably just a myth popularized by the movies. Then why did everyone who was killed turn into zombies? That's what we're trying to find out. Just like how we're always trying to find out why you're so stupid. That's so real. I resemble that comment. I am indeed more ignorant about some things than my peers, but that is all. I resemble. The reason people are turning into zombies. You know, if we found the reason, we'd be able to rip those zombies a new one, right? It seems that way, but we don't know anything yet. Maybe burning up the body of the zombies wasn't the best thing to do. Why? This is gonna sound crazy, but if they were still around, I think we might have found some kind of clue by dissecting them. It's just a theory, of course. There's no way to check now that they've all been burned up. We burn up Nozomi? Not all of them. You want zombie bodies? We can always get more. Huh? Let's get out there and catch us some zombies. And how do you propose we do that? Let me handle this. I got an idea. I'm about to cower in this room forever. About time we gave those some bitches some payback. I would never put faith in this vulgar peon's ideas, but I'm fed up with all this sneaking around too. We can't move forward if we keep hiding like this. I feel like we could totally slam another zombie or two with the power saw. It depends on what you guys have in mind, but I think anything that may lead us to a clue might be worth pursuing. Well, if everyone's in, then I'm in. How about you, Takumi? I don't care either way. Stop moping around already. Yeah, I ain't about to say anything like that. I can't even imagine the pain you must be feeling right now. Hey! But if you hadn't killed Nozomi back there, Kyoshika would have died, right? Sir Takamaru, can't you see you're killing her inside every minute she sees you feeling down? Do you want her to think you wouldn't have to suffer if she died instead? I was startled by Takamaru's words. Bro's telling it like it is. Let him know. I wasn't trying to make Kyoshika feel that way at all, but I still couldn't forget the sensations I felt in the look in Nozomi's eyes. I couldn't forgive myself for what I did.
If you can't get back on your feet for yourself, do it for Kyoshika.
Okay, I can respect that. Takamaru always coming in with some random words of wisdom. Also, I knew he would have voiced that, then I would have held my sneeze off for like 3 more seconds. For Kyoshika. Dang. When I raised my head, I saw Kyoshika's face twisted in remorse and agony. Kyoshika, don't look so sad. I did all that by myself. None of it was your fault. I didn't do it for you to look like that. I caused that. I'm gonna pull you along if you don't wanna. You decide. I did the unforgivable. But I'd be hurting Kyoshika again if I kept despairing like this. And I might as well. I'll do it. I'll join your plan. Now we're talking. And I don't want to be hearing any complaining from you later. I won't. Sorry for making you feel bad, Kyoshika. I'm fine now. No, please do not apologize for anything. I really am grateful that you saved my life. But I'm so unsophisticated and dull in speech, and I couldn't do anything for Lady Nozomi either. And then I just... Don't cry. What happened wasn't your fault at all. But Lady Nozomi... We do a little bit of crying. She's crying as hard as little children do when I sit next to them. Bro, what? You made Kyoshika cry. Kneel down on a bed of knives to show your contrition. Please, no. Right on. Now that that awkward stuff's out of the way, let's get revenge for Nozomi. Yeah. With our emotional gears thus shifted, we immediately started preparing for Takamaru's plan. That afternoon, oh, you know, now that I think about it, they did say they burned Nozomi's body. For a split second, I thought that maybe they hadn't, but they said they did that. That afternoon.
You need to dig deeper over there. That's where the punji sticks are going.
Yes, ma'am. My muscle training will be coming in handy here. My back hurts. Do we really need such a big hole?
Bro, what are they all doing? Like, Gaku is locked in. Takamaru, Takumi, they're locked in. Shoma? Okay, he's locked in. I mean, I say Gaku's locked in, he's doing it reluctantly. But Kyoshika, what are you doing? Right? Like... I mean, I guess she might just be swinging it back. There's no, like, dirt coming off of it. It looks like she's just having fun with it. Tsubasa, I guess she's leading things. Look at Karara, bro. What is she looking at? We started by building a massive pitfall in the schoolyard.
pitfall to trap all the zombies in? I couldn't have thought of anything more straightforward if I tried.
Yeah, I'm real smart, huh?
Don't these zombies have like super speed and super strength? What's to say they can't just jump out?
As clever as a brain-dead punk can be, I suppose. Are you doing my part for me, Kyoshka?
That goes without saying. The training arc is my favorite part of any story.
That checks out. I definitely see her as the person who enjoys training arcs, huh? We spent a lot of time digging the hole. Good, this should work. The zombie trap was officially completed after we spread camouflage over the pitfall. Now we just have to make a lot of noise to attract them here. I thought you'd never ask. Takamaru took out his infuser. I'll lure them all here on my bike. He transformed into his class armor and started tearing through the school on his motorcycle.
Hey! Come on and join us in the open, you freaking zombies! If you're looking for a fight, you got one in me. What are you waiting for?
He's really excited about this.
Bro wanted to do this for so long.
Yeah, he's practically glowing with life. He must have been really stressed out. Ugh, I just hope the zombies show up before he destroys my eardrums.
Look over there, everyone! At Kyoshika's shrill cry, we all turned to look at where she was pointing. There's Eito. One zombie? Is that all?
Huh?
Yeah, I don't see the rest anywhere. That's better than nothing. Only one comes out after all that running around? Guess I wasn't loud enough. Would have been easier if we could get them all at once. But one's good enough. Now I just have to lure him over. I'd barely finished the sentence when... Consider bro lured. Hey, he's coming over. Is this really gonna work? Don't panic. Our pitfall design was perfect.
Hey!
Come on, keep coming. Zombie Eito kept getting closer and closer at an alarming speed until finally... We got him. Oh, they did mention the spikes, right. That's gonna make it difficult.
He fell for it! That'll show him!
Did the trap work?
I peered cautiously over the edge of the pit. I could see Eito lying at the bottom, pierced through by the sharpened sticks we'd put down there.
One of the sticks has gone through his head. He stopped moving.
I made the trap and all, but this is just too gross. I need to throw up.
Yeah, shocker. Hell yeah, get a load of that! We did it! It was a barbaric plan, but at least all that digging I had to do didn't go to waste. You hardly did any digging. Seeing a former acquaintance falling for such a gruesome trap wasn't a good feeling, even if he had been a traitor. We quickly moved Eito's body to the garage, not the garbage, before the other zombies had a chance to show up. Well, let's hope let's hope the brain theory is facts, because if not, it's going to be a little awkward if he kind of goes crazy in here. I'll start the examination right away, but I'm not an expert in anything. It might take a while. If all goes well, I should be done by tomorrow. Can you guys wait until then? Of course. Thanks for doing this. We may finally figure out why they've been turning into zombies. What's with the gloomy face? This could be just what we need to finally kick their asses. He's gloomy because he has no excuse to slack anymore if we do find out the proper way to kill them. No, I'm not. Don't put words in my mouth. Oh, that's still better than me, since my entire existence is the epitome of gloom. You've already gone straight past gloom to doom. Yes, I was born doomed. How did you know? Sorry, but can you guys take this outside? I'm trying to concentrate here. We left Tsubasa alone and waited for her to finish her autopsy. Someone just telling me I'm not getting like any more free time in this route. The next morning, at around the time the usual morning announcement played, Tsubasa informed us she had finished her examination of Eito's body. Whew, it should be okay. Thanks again, Tsubasa. Did you stay up all night? Are you feeling alright? I was rushing to finish because there was something I wanted to look into. And you found the answer? Yep, I'll finish the dissection. Everyone come over here. Is it gonna be the bug? We're gonna see some bugs. Look at this. What the hell is that? Is that a worm? I've never seen one this shape before. I found it inside Eito's body. To be precise, in his brain. His brain? Yes, it's similar to a parasite. You see these super thin tentacles? That looks disgusting. What even are those? Go ahead and panda Gaku. Go ahead and panda Gaku, bro. They stretched out from his brain and ran through every corner of his body. I think these tentacles were spliced with all of Eito's nerves to make his dead body move around. It's probably the same for the other zombies. So this slimy little thing's the reason dead people are turning into zombies? I've never seen anything like this before. What is it? Neither have I. You're lying. You probably have a toy for tentacle play that looks just like this. Certainly not. I am unfaringly loyal to the Holy Jumanji sword. Give it a little bit, though. She probably would. Yeah. Back to the topic at hand. So, I actually have an idea of what this thing may be. You do? Its characteristics match something I read about in that old scroll the other day. I was wondering if they could be the same thing. Let's see. It's this part here. Yep, Gaku has... Yep, he's seen this before. Gaku knows it was his fault.
Gi. That's the name of this thing?
Gi. Wait a minute. This looks a little different than the one you pulled out. I'll explain that part too. It's gonna get complicated though. First of all, the Gi depicted here is a Gi queen. The queen is the egg-laying type, this queen. So, something like a queen ant? Let me guess, this is the one that Gaku found. That's right. The difference between them and ants is that Gi queens exist in two different states. The one we're looking at here is in its female spawning phase. It only gives birth to a single female egg. And this is the male spawning phase. In this form, it only gives birth to male eggs. So there's two types, each able to produce only male or female eggs? Exactly. Now here's the important part. The male spawner lays her eggs in dead bodies. Dead bodies. Wait, that means... Whatever you're thinking right now is probably right, Takumi. Look at this. When a male spawner lays an egg in a dead body, it immediately hatches into a larva. The larva then crawls through the body toward the brain. Once there, the larva makes use of the nerve fibers to control the host's body.
So from the outside, it looks like the body has come back to life, like a zombie.
Then what you showed us just now was... Yes, this Gi larva was the reason Eito turned into a zombie. Seriously? Eito was being controlled by that thing? Any other information about the other type of queen? The female spawner. There is some, but I'm not sure I understand it very well. It says a queen in its female spawning phase inhabits living bodies instead of dead ones. It's in Gaku. It's in Gaku. It's 100% in Gaku. No other details, huh? And it might have been in Darumi as well. I think I get the gist of it now. If we die and this Gi lays an egg in our dead bodies, the disgusting larva mind rapes us and turns us into zombies, toying with our bodies as they please. Ick. Toying with our bodies? Such obscenity. I must know more. Bro, no. She is into this. Yeah, I think there's something about that written here. Yeah, freak. That's what's written there. This picture shows a zombie attacking someone. It looks like the victim is getting infected too. Looks just like what's happening here. This is how the Gi operate. By controlling dead bodies to attack the living, they can create more dead bodies. The more dead bodies there are, the more seed beds the Gi queen has to lay her eggs in. That's how they multiply. People do say the purpose of all living matter is to multiply, but still... That's so distasteful that I just threw up in my mouth. Isn't there a better way to reproduce than that? The book doesn't say any more, so there's still a lot about this Gi creature we don't understand. That's okay. We've gotten some very useful information because of you, Tsubasa. Thank you. But the more we understand, the more sorry I feel for anyone who's been turned into a zombie. We were stunned into silence by the discovery of this bizarre life form. Afterwards, we combed through the contents of the scroll again. We found no mention of the zombies' weaknesses, or anything about their behavior that could be used to our advantage. I love how Gaku's just sitting over there silent. A lot of people are just going to be like, yeah, man, he's just, like, stunned. He's just truly stunned. No, he's stunned, alright, but that's because he realizes it's his fault. It happened that afternoon, amidst the tension that was still lingering from the Gi revelation. Oh, my bad. Gaku, who had been keeping a lookout through the opening of the barricade, suddenly let out an astonished cry. What? What do you want? No, it's... Wait, What? That's weird. I thought I just saw you running down the hallway. The hell are you talking about? He's been here the whole time. I know, sheesh. It's just, I definitely saw him in the hallway too. He was being chased by Zombie Hiriko and Zombie Moko. No, wait. Maybe it wasn't Hiriko. Anyway, I'm not lying. I really saw it. Sir Takumi, do you have a twin? That kind of plot twist is so overused. The players are not going to like it. I'm an only child, and I haven't taken a step out of this place. Yes, everyone makes mistakes once in a while, except me, who's one big walking mistake. Come on, guys. Why doesn't anyone believe me? Are you tired, Gaku? You haven't been yourself lately. Huh? Don't think I haven't noticed. Anyway, I'll take over as lookout. You just rest for now. Come on, change of shift. Okay. Thanks, Tsubasa. No sweat. Bro was definitely trying to pull a fast one. He was definitely trying to pull a fast one. Although, I am a little intrigued by the idea of another Takumi running around. Gaku sat down quietly after Tsubasa took over. He was deep in thought and looked uneasy the whole time. Before long, night fell and day 79 drew to a close. I don't want to completely discredit the idea of a second Takumi running around, because it could, in theory, help explain things.
Up and at 'em, troops! Time to rise and shine! Get ready for your 80th day of active service here at Last Defense Academy! For humanity's great tomorrow, for our shining future, for this school! Stand tall with your comrades, and step up to the challenge of mankind's most difficult mission!
Yeah, it's been real difficult, alright. We got our normal mission.
Special Defense Unit, the hope of all mankind!
It's already rough enough for the Special Defense Unit, now we're dealing with zombies, bro. It was now day 80. We couldn't do anything except keep an eye on what was happening outside. Frustration was starting to build. Come on, how long are we going to be trembling in fear of those zombies? Shut up and keep your voice down, or I'll cut you up and feed you to them. Just try saying that again. I don't hit women, but tomatoes are fair game. Oh, you tell them. Stop it, you two. We can't be fighting among ourselves right now. I'm not gonna lie. They should really just spin back the block on the pitfall plan. Like, they still have a perfectly good pitfall. Yeah, some of the spikes won't work anymore, but most of them will probably still work. I understand why they're feeling annoyed. I found the reason everyone's turning into zombies, but nothing about their weaknesses, if they have any. There's something I've been wondering. Has this geek creature always been lurking around inside the school? No. That's a good question. I guess we'll never know for sure. It's entirely possible it was, or it might have come in from outside. I've never seen any bugs like it before, and I doubt it could have simply crawled through the wall of fire. Didn't the scroll say the female spawn are infected live bodies? Just one of that frickin' creepy crawlies enough to be the end of us. Yes, there could be one of those hiding somewhere. I know this saying, if you see one, there's 100 more. We must unleash the poison mist on them, with a roach spray of some description. That's not the type of bug we're dealing with, moron. Then again, do we know that for sure? Hey guys, is he gonna finally confess? Gaku, who had been unusually quiet, suddenly shrieked in a broken voice. What is it? Hey, you're drenched in sweat. Everything okay? I just wanted to say... That was a Shoma voice, Loki. What? That is, you know... Just spit it out before I get any madder. Oh, okay, I'll talk.
I may know something about that.
About what? Where the gi came from? Yeah, I may have an idea where they came from. I keep doing the Shoma voice. Did I forget how to do the Gaku voice, bro? Where they came from? Gaku, can you explain what's going on? I'll try. Little by little, the story started unfolding from Gaku's lips. Takumi, do you remember what Darumi and I found when we were at the enemy base? The enemy base? Oh, when we went on the expedition on the school bus? What are you guys doing here? We're heading back. Hey Takumi, take a look at this cute little thing over here. I followed Darumi's gaze and saw something crawling out from underneath a dead body. There were two of them, in fact, each scurrying out from a different location, probably one male, one female. Ew, what are those? Some kind of bug? They were moving too quickly for me to get a good look, but they seemed to be about the size of a fist. Frankly speaking, they were neither little nor cute.
Ah.
Yeah, there were a couple of gross-looking bugs there. Wait, bugs? Were they... Now I know those things were Gi queens. They were at the enemy base, and we somehow brought them back? It can't be. Someone would have noticed something that big following us back. Unless... Well, the truth is, Darumi and I put the Gi into bottles and brought them back with us. You did what? We pretended to go to the bathroom, but went and caught them instead. Then we hid the bottles. We were thinking of keeping them as pets. And then the two of you took the bus the next day after leaving that note behind. Yeah, and went and grabbed them. Gone out to run an errand, BRB, from Darumi and Gaku. What the heck? Don't those guys have any sense of danger at all? Why did you leave without saying anything? Be honest. We won't be mad. I left something behind the other day when Gaku and I went for our group peeing session. That's right. We accidentally left our infusers behind. I knew we'd get chewed out for it, so we decided to go back and get them ourselves. Both of you lost them at the same time? How could you be so dense? We'd actually gone to recover the Gi bottles we'd hidden there. You said they just now, right? You're referring to both a female spawner and a male spawner? Yeah, we caught two of them. Darumi took the female spawner, which we named A1. The male spawner was A2. I kept that one. Now I see what's going on. And who to blame for this mess. Look at what you've done. All this because you wanted a stupid pet? I'm sorry. How could I know they turned out to be something so nasty? I mean, that is kind of fair, to be completely honest. Look, like, was it stupid that they did that? Absolutely. It was stupid. But how in the world were they supposed to expect that they... Yeah, this started a zombie apocalypse. Like, I don't know. But please don't beat him up. If you want to punch something, rearrange my unwanted face instead. Control yourself. We need the information Gaku has right now. Fine. You okay, Gaku? Yeah, thanks. This war criminal ought to be tried and torn asunder right away, but I'll let you at least explain yourself first. Why did you do it? I just wanted to keep and rear something. Something that would bring me some relief from this stupid war I never agreed to joining in the first place. Trust me, we all get it, but even so, how did things end up like this? What went wrong? You have to let us know. The A2 had been keeping suddenly stopped moving one day. I thought she was dead and opened the bottle to check, but then she suddenly woke up and jumped out. She disappeared before I could catch her again. So she got away from you. What did you do after that? I knew I was in hot water, so I went to tell Darumi. You saw us talking about it in the hallway that day too, Takumi. We did. Huh? Is that Darumi and Gaku? That's an unusual pair. Hey, they're gonna be okay, right? I don't know, man. At least A1's doing alright. I remember now. That A1 was referring to the Gi, huh? You little shit. Why didn't you tell us this the day she ran away? Because she was my pet. I was already attached to her. If you found A2, you would have killed her because she looked gross or whatever. I didn't know she'd end up turning people into zombies. Then why didn't you tell us after the zombies started showing up? You were sweating nervously the entire time because you knew the two could be related, right? Well... Assuming you were just unsure, what about after Tsubasa explained what Gi were? You had to have known by then, but you still pretended you didn't. That's a valid point, I'll be honest. He should have said something earlier, but... I don't blame him for necessarily starting this chain, but he could have maybe helped end it earlier. I was just afraid that you guys would blame me. Quit screwing around. Hiding info to make yourself look good while the whole world was going to hell all around you.
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
Gaku. Let me get one thing absolutely straight. The Gi that escaped was a male spawner, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. I knew it. Kyoshika, do you remember the other day when we were in the hallway near the morgue? Huh? What is it? I thought I felt someone staring at me for a moment. Did you see anything, Kyoshika? I did feel a presence now that you mention it, but it was too brief to make out. I guess maybe it hasn't infected Gaku. Actually, I did kind of forget about that. That must have been the escape day too, the male spawner. Good grief, she just happened to be taking a walk there. No, it wasn't mere coincidence. I think A2 must have had an objective in mind. After escaping, she headed for the morgue to find a dead body to lay eggs in. Oh, wait. I think I have which one lays eggs in bodies versus which one lays eggs in live people backwards. Hold on. Male spawner is in dead bodies. Okay, so the male spawner escaping is what started it. Darumi's female spawner could have infected someone, though. She detected us nearby after she laid an egg in Yugamu's body. That prompted her to flee the morgue, and that's when we sensed her. Aha! So that was the origin story on how Sir Yugamu became zombie patient 0. As for the other three, Eito, Moko, and Eva, she probably went back to lay eggs in them after we left. I breathed in deeply after that long explanation. The others reacted to my speech with a mixture of uneasiness and acceptance. That makes a few things a lot clearer. So there was never a zombie virus in the first place. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. That's why I didn't turn after getting bitten. The zombie outbreak was caused by a male-spawning geek queen that Gaku and Darumi brought back from outside. She escaped and laid her eggs in the dead bodies. Every time the zombies killed someone, the queen laid another egg in the body, which produced more zombies who attacked more humans. That cycle is why more and more zombies kept popping up. Seriously, what the hell? This was all you and that psycho girl's fault. Now what you gonna do about it, huh? My feelings on the matter are complicated when I think about what Sir Takumi had to go through. If there were no zombies, Sir Takumi wouldn't have had to do that to Lady Nozomi. No point crying over spilt milk if you ask me. It's not like Gaku wanted this to happen. That is a logical way to look at this. As if I'd be so nice. My bad. I should have known better. I was about to say that is awfully reasonable from Kurara. You can go cry about being lonely and wanting a stupid pet in front of their gravestones. But I just... Guys, stop it already! Gaku may have started this chain of events, but we won't solve anything by blaming him. Tsubasa. Pretty words won't fix anything either. Ain't you even the least bit mad at him? I'm just saying, hammering him out of anger won't get us anywhere. And he told us everything knowing full well we were going to chew him out for it. Why don't we spare thought for his feelings too? Tsubasa, thank you. She's right. Instead of fighting, we should be focusing what we can still do. Just need to confirm something important. We know A2 got away, but what about Darumi's A1? Now that you mention it, since A1 is a female spawner, that means she can take over living things. We can't have something like that running around. What happened to A1, Gaku? Darumi never mentioned her escaping, so I'm guessing she's still in her room? We have to find her now. We can't let these Gi keep running around unchecked. Verily. Come on, Gaku. You're coming along. Pull yourself together. Right. We quietly set off from the garage to look for A1. Again, that's definitely not, like... That's like a Greek letter, right? I'm not crazy. Hold on. Let me look this up. Greek letters. Yeah, that's just alpha. That's just alpha. Alpha 1 and Alpha 2. Zombies almost detected us halfway through, but we managed to move ahead cautiously without incident. We finally reached Darumi's room. Oh, this place is wrecked. Where's the bottle with A1 in it? I said A1 when I meant Alpha 1. It should be somewhere here. I know Darumi was keeping it here. We may be looking in the wrong places. Let's all calm down and search again. We went through the room with a fine-tooth comb, but no matter how hard we looked, we couldn't find Alpha 1 anywhere. It's definitely residing in someone already. The female spawner was too dangerous to leave alone. We had to find and exterminate it one way or the other. Everyone agreed on that, so we decided to split up to search the school for it. However, days went by and the female spawner never turned up. Maybe it's infected Takumi. I don't think that's impossible, actually. He was out for 10 days. Like... Okay, we're skipping some days. When we woke up that day, we realized we were one person short. Where's Shoma?
Huh?
Where's Shoma? No idea. He was already gone when I woke up. Maybe he went out for a walk or something? In this situation? We've been going outside more often lately to search for the missing Gi. If Shoma had simply gone out to a nearby familiar spot, I might be getting worried for nothing. He'd better not have gotten killed and turned into a zombie. That's not even funny. I'm sure I'll be back soon. Let's just wait and see. Yeah. I'm gonna wait and see. He is not gonna be there. But our anticipation turned into dread when Shoma still didn't return. He's taking a little too long to get back from his walk, isn't he? Yeah, now I'm concerned. Shall we go look for him? What else can we do? Hurry, all of you. Wait, we don't want to make things worse, so let's split up into teams of 3, just in case. Got it. I'll watch your backs. As you wish. We immediately transformed into our class armor. Kyoshika, Karawa, and I would search the 1st and 2nd floors, while Takamaru, Tsubasa, and Gaku would take the 3rd floor and roof. He's not here either. Not being able to shout the name of the person we're looking for is just pure torture. Yeah, and we have to move around carefully, too. Then allow me to use my aura to search for signs of a person's presence. I can detect a whole slew of activities within a 13-feet radius of with this aura. With aura, you're just doing a visual sweep of the surroundings. Talk about useless. Regardless of the method, I have grown stronger. My previous record was 6.5 feet. Let's just do it the old-fashioned way, please. Kyoshika certainly is a character, man. She's so stupid. I'm not gonna lie, but it's really funny. We continued with our search after that, but couldn't find Shoma. Maybe the other team was having more luck. Doubt it. With that hope in mind, we headed to the meeting point at the hallway of the 3rd floor. Are they here yet? We continued looking around for the other team. And then suddenly we saw them running towards us with panicked looks on their faces. We're in trouble. Deep trouble. Shut up. Keep your voice down. You keep your voice down. What's wrong? Calm down first, then talk. Okay, so we found Shoma in the war room. Oh, truly? That is reassuring news. No, it is not. You imbecile. They found him but didn't bring him along. That can only mean one thing. Yeah, you should probably come see for yourselves. They led us to the war room, where we saw the most unpleasant sight. Yikes. Lying on the table was a body, covered in so much blood you could tell at a glance revival was going to be impossible. It was the dead body of Shoma. Sir Shoma. When we first came in here, we saw him collapse on the floor with blood all over, but he was still breathing. Did he say anything? Yeah, we got his last words, too. Just before he gasped his last, Shoma said, I was sad to see everyone in such a bad mood. I thought some tasty food might cheer you up. He was trying to sneak into the cafeteria, but the zombies found and attacked him before he got there. As he fled for his life, he managed to jump into the war room, but the injuries he sustained were fatal.
Just before he died, he said, everyone, please live on.
Those are his last words. The dumb bastard was just trying to help us. Damn it! This may have given us a chance to end things.
Huh?
How do you mean? The zombies are killing people to create spawning grounds for the Gi Queen Alpha 2, right? In other words, if the Queen dies, the zombies won't have to kill anymore. Does that make sense? It does. There's no need to make spawning grounds if the spawner no longer exists. Precisely. So the only way to end this is to kill Alpha 2. Sounds logical, but how? We'll lure her to us, using Shoma's corpse as bait. It's messed up, but it might work. using our friend's body to lure out the parasite that was creating all these zombies. Everyone had an immediate adverse reaction to Karara's blasphemous suggestion, but she didn't back down. Shoma's last wish was for us to survive, right? We should honor that. This is how we're going to mourn his death, by killing the Gi and living on. She was right. Shoma's efforts would go down the drain if we died now. Karara's rallying evidently strengthened everyone's resolve. I mean, it's messed up, but you're dealing with zombies, man. Like, might have to do it. The plan we then drew up would go something like this. We would lure Alpha 2 out using Shoma's body and, while she was laying her eggs in it, shoot a net down from the ceiling to capture her. There wasn't much preparation needed for such a simple plan. Tsubasa retrieved some tools from the garage and finished building the trap in about an hour.
Alright. Now we just have to wait for Alpha 2 to show up.
It is Alpha 2. Alright. We hid ourselves from sight and quietly watched over Shoma's remains.
Hey, do you really think we can catch the Gi like this?
The simpler the trap, the more effective it is. Not that I expect a dunderhead like you to understand.
My worry is that one of us is already going to be infected and we're going to find a way to ruin the trap, like, out of our control, right? We're not going to be able to do anything about it and the trap is going to get ruined. And whoever has Alpha 1 in them is going to be exposed and Alpha 2 is going to get away.
Ouch.
Everyone quiet! Look, she's here.
Ugh. To be honest, she is too revolting for me to even lay my eyes upon.
Gaku, can you confirm if that's Alpha 2?
Yep, that's her alright. The same Alpha 2 I was keeping.
Bro kept that thing as a pet, by the way.
She's already trying to lay an egg in Shoma's dead body. Tsubasa, we only have one chance. Don't mess it up. I know that.
Tsubasa was staring hard at Alpha 2, her hand trembling from nerves, but still ready to activate the switch and trigger the trap. The moment the Gi stopped moving and began to lay the egg, she pressed it.
Yes! We did it! We stopped her in her tracks!
Well, let's see if that actually works.
Hell of a job there, Tsubasa. And too bad for you, squirming maggot.
Now we just have to kill Alpha 2. Don't let her get away!
We lowered Shoma's body down to the floor, net and all, but something was wrong. Wait, where'd she go? We looked around under the net but couldn't find the Gi anywhere. Hey, we saw it get trapped inside, didn't we? Then where the hell is it now? Probably inside Shoma. No, did I miss? I was so sure I got her. What now? I messed up our only chance. It wasn't your fault, Tsubasa, right, guys? Yeah, you were perfectly on time. We all saw the net come down over the Gi. I remember what Gaku had mentioned previously and gasped in realization. The Alpha 2 had been keeping suddenly stopped moving one day. I thought she was dead and opened the bottle to check, but then she suddenly woke up and jumped out. She disappeared before I could catch her again. Hey, I know this sounds ridiculous, but could she have done that on purpose? When Alpha 2 escaped from her bottle, it was because Gaku thought she was dead and let his guard down, right? Well, yeah, what are you getting at? If she was deliberately playing dead in order to escape from the bottle... Oh, I get it. You think the Gi may have noticed from the start that Shoma's body was bait? I'm just guessing here. But she might have already known how to escape from the net and done all this to toy with us. That sounds like a stretch. A mere insect wouldn't have that level of intelligence. It's as likely as Kyoshika's suddenly growing fur. Am I lower than an insect to you? I'm with Karara on this. Ain't no way a bug would be able to do all that. Right. Yeah, I'm probably overthinking this. Sorry for making things weird. Forget what I said. No, that's probably more or less what happened. Although I tried to brush the matter off in front of the others, the idea still stuck with me. This creature we were dealing with was so out of this world. The way she acted like she knew what we were up to. No, I mean, it's definitely infected someone and is maybe getting that information. Were we really up against a mere bug? Or was she something more complex than what we'd imagined? Uneasiness clung to my mind, and despite my best efforts, I couldn't quite erase it. I wouldn't be shocked if it's in Shoma's body. After that, we cremated Shoma's body just to be safe. With Alpha 2 on the loose, there was still a chance his body might be turned into a zombie. We stood and stared dazedly as Shoma's body was consumed by undying flames. Nobody knew what else we could do to deal with Alpha 1, Alpha 2, or the zombies. Because of that, day 86 ended on a hollow, empty note. Yep, we're down to 6. It's rough, man. It's rough. One fewer person. And somebody's definitely infected by Alpha 1.
Troops, time to rise and shine!
The question is honestly who? I genuinely don't know who it is. Right? Like, at first I would have assumed Gaku, but like, there's a decent chance it's not Gaku. I actually think, if I had to guess, it's going to be Takumi. Right? Honestly.
Get ready for your 87th day of active service here at Last Defense Academy!
I wonder if that's somehow the explanation for the second Takumi we saw running around.
Prepare to spend another day enduring the unendurable and suffering the insufferable to pave the way for humanity's future greatness. Be ready to give your lives to protect our beloved school from the vile and barbaric enemy!
Morning. Siri's cheery announcement was a stark contrast to the heavy mood that hung over us. We started getting ready for the day without saying anything. Morning, Takumi. It's a really tense atmosphere to be waking up to, huh?
Huh?
Well, we have practically nothing to be happy about. I actually have a suggestion. Why don't we make graves for those who died?
Ah.
Graves? Yeah, Ava has a grave marker, but none of the others do yet. I think we should do something for them. I mean, we even use Shoma's body as bait. Yeah, we shouldn't be in too much danger if we're only going to the schoolyard. Count me in for that. Some grave markers are the least we can do. Can I join you? I know I have no right to, all things considered, but I want to apologize to them. Of course, let's all go together. Tsubasa, thank you. Really. I'll accompany you as well. There's safety in numbers, after all. True enough. Well then, what are you peasants waiting for? Okay. We'll get going once everyone's ready. We worked together to place grave markers for all our fallen friends and place some flowers we had picked in front of them. Everyone fell silent for a while after that.
The weather is so fine, isn't it?
Yeah. Best kind of weather for a ride.
Almost like everything that's happened, including the war, was just a bad dream.
Don't forget that the war still has to conclude.
I am in full agreement.
Nah, who the hell is that? Yo! Hello? Who are you? It happened so suddenly we didn't manage to wrap our heads around it in the moment. There he was, standing in our midst like he belonged here. I quickly whirled around, only to see something that made me doubt my eyes. What? How? You Earthlings truly do resemble us in some ways. Maybe bro was always here. Maybe it was the clone that's been here. Another commander? What happened to the alarm? What's going on? My head was swirling in confusion and I couldn't say a word. Takumi, get away from him! Those words finally brought me back to my senses and I quickly leapt back. How did the enemy get in without triggering the alarm? Alarm? What are you talking about? Don't tell me he went straight through the undying flames. You here by yourself? Don't you guys usually bring a bunch of minions with you? I don't like them. They go against my principles. That woman ordered me to destroy this place. What do you mean? What are you trying to say? I merely wish to know who all of you are. Now prepare for battle. All will be understood when we cross weapons. With that, the commander turned away and put some distance between us. What is with this guy? He's clearly different from the others we've faced. What now? Can anyone talk some sense into that old guy for us? Don't be stupid. Does he seem like the sort of enemy who would be open to discussion? Nah, we'll just have to fight him. Hell yeah, I'm readier than ever before. Come and get some of this. Sir Takumi, a defensive battle is upon us. The school must be protected. Right, let's do this. Let's do this. This has got to be the clone guy, right?
Hear my plea and lend me thy strength. Blood of my bond release!
Hello, Dal Shaw. Well, you're gonna understand, buddy. You're gonna understand, Dal Shaw.
Take up your arms,
Show me just who you really are.
Buddy. This actually might be rough, to be honest. Despite all that little, like, flexing I just did. No AP refreshers. Not a ton of allies. Alright. Oh, hell nah. And we can't pierce? Hold on, this is rigged! This is rigged!
Onward.
And he only takes 1 damage! Okay, so this is rigged. That's good to know. Does he have counter? No, he actually doesn't have counter, so...
Leave it to me. I'm good whenever.
We can probably debuff this thing. Like, for now, while we figure out how to unrig this fight.
Don't try to stop me.
Full throttle. Let's give it to him. Let her rip.
Let's go.
For some reason, I thought he had a bleed attack, but he does not. How much does that provide? 12? That is not a lot in my book, but what do I know? Surely they're null stun. Yeah.
My turn.
The other attacks are going to kind of do nothing.
Full throttle.
Let's go ahead and rage them. I don't think that worked. I don't know. If that worked.
I'll take care of this.
I guess let's craft a turret.
Unsightly beast.
Maybe I should have just made a support tower instead. Yeah, I don't really know what I'm supposed to do about this thing. I mean, this has got to just be like a survive X amount of turns, right?
I'll take care of it for you. I'll put an end to this. You owe me.
All in ass.
I'm taking the wheel.
Oh, shoot. I should have had him move. That was stupid.
How's this?
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, just like...
Ugh, what a powerful foe! It's so hard to counter his moves.
He packs a punch, I'll give him that. But why aren't any of our attacks working on him?
Maybe that's his ability. It's probably what got him through the wall of fire, too.
Bro's just a tank, just walked through.
We can't give up now. Keep going, everyone.
I mean, like, as it currently stands, there is absolutely nothing we can do to this guy. You know, to keep it 100.
Locked and loaded.
It's literally just, like, not possible. You know?
I'll take care of it for you. Kneel before me.
Hello? Oh, I was using the wrong move. That's why. I was like, what is happening? That's kind of cheating, but fair enough.
Save my ass.
just keep debuffing, I guess. Like, there's really nothing else to do. Each attack only does 1 damage, you know?
Make way! You owe me!
Can I only have one of those up at a time? Oh, that makes more sense.
Leave it to me. On guard.
Yeah, I mean, there's just literally nothing we can do. Okay.
So this is it then.
And bro just dipped. What? You have 10,000 BP for that? I didn't do anything! I get the gist of what you're all about. Huh? He de-transformed. Why?
Yeah.
Hold on. Doesn't this give us an opening? We can get him now. No, hold on. Huh? What's the matter? I wasn't sure why myself. I think I was overwhelmed. As a mere ordinary human, I couldn't help but be intimidated by the dignified conduct of this lion of a man standing before us. Okay, glaze him a little more. What are you fighting for? That came out of nowhere. Are we playing 20 questions now? Coming back from death after death to fight again. Do you live solely to fight in this war? That would make you no different from those abominable combat organisms created by that woman. Do not compare us to that cannon fodder. So that's how you refer to them too. Cannon fodder, guinea pigs, slaves, playthings. Do you consider that sense of superiority to be something like wisdom? I suppose all living creatures reach the same end point eventually. Shut up and cut to the chase already. You trying to tell us to surrender? If we do, we'll all be killed, won't we? I doubt Veshness would let us live. Then shouldn't you simply accept death? Huh? Stop messing with us? What? Turn into Mike Tyson. Stop messing with us. We're not gonna give up on life. Doesn't matter if it's zombies or invaders. My vision lurched. There was a loud thump. Someone just got sliced up. When I saw the great blue sky unfurled overhead, I realized what had happened to me. I'd been beheaded.
Sir Takumi!
I heard Kyoshika's voice in the distance, and then my vision turned red. Yeah, okay. Then from red to black. Okay, so what did he get beheaded for? Was it the... Was that Dalsha, or... Was that the, like, I guess, whoever's infected finally showing their colors? My whole world was enveloped in darkness. Well, I assume we're about to skip quite a few days now. Oh yeah, we're skipping. Oh, autosave. I was about to say, we're back. And we back, after a long time in persistent darkness. Finally, I can think again. How much time has gone by? My head ached as if it was being bludgeoned by a blunt instrument, an endlessly drawn-out agony suffocating me. And then it all suddenly eased off. I hope you guys can't hear that vacuum in the background, but if you can, there's not much I can do about that. Too many people in this house. I can't exactly tell them to not vacuum. I found myself suddenly awake. Rose died twice in this route, by the way. I strained my eyes and saw the familiar interior of the garage. Ugh, my body hurts. Sir Takumi, are you awake now? You bastard, you're finally up. You feeling okay? Yeah.
Relief. I'm flooded with relief. I was so worried about you.
What happened to me? Your confusion is quite understandable, considering how you've been out for nearly a week. A week? That old man sliced your head off all of a sudden. We took you to the Revive-O-Matic as quickly as we could, but the zombies found us. The revival was cut short halfway through as a result. Your physical injuries were already healed, but we had no idea if you would ever wake up.
That is why I am beyond the moon to see you awake.
She really did not want to see us dead after... I think especially after we killed Nozomi to save her. Like, I don't think she could have bared to see us die. Oh, thanks for helping me out there. But what happened with that Dalsha guy? After cutting off your head, he just left. He said he'd be back soon. And he was. Yesterday was a hell of a nasty day. What? Yesterday? Dalsha attacked the school and we managed to hold him back somehow, but then... that Veshness bitch showed up all of a sudden and attacked him. Luckily for us, there was some internal discord going on. We couldn't have beaten them both together. Definitely not. They decided to fight each other instead of us, but the real problem started after that. Veshness killed Dalsha and absorbed his cryptoglobin. Uh-oh. She was injured in the fight, though, so she pulled back. That's where we're at right now. Okay. I'm just glad everyone is safe. Indeed, other than that, we are doing quite alright. But we've made zero progress on anything else, not capturing the Gi or clearing out the wandering zombies. Coming up with a foolproof way to get away from the zombies is probably more effective than looking for Gi right now. The missiles will launch on day 100 anyway. That's true. If only there was some anti-zombie equipment we could use in the meantime. Can you build something like that, Tsubasa? I can try, but I don't know how effective it'll be. What happened to the power saw? Did I miss us losing the power saw? Maybe I did. I don't know. There's no easier way to suppress their superhuman speed and strength, after all. But we'll never know for sure unless we try, right? I'll think of something. Sorry, I know I'm asking for the impossible, but thanks. I'll help. Just tell me what to do, Tsubasa. What? Really? Okay, then. You're probably not feeling yourself yet, right, Takumi? Just lie down for a while longer. I'll be fine. I need to do something. Sit your ass down. The only thing a recovering patient like you needs to do is rest. Sir Takamaru speaks the truth. You may even use my thighs as a pillow if it makes you more comfortable. Whoa, whoa, whoa. All right, don't turn that down, bro. This is your one chance. Okay. I'll rest like you all want me to. So you will be needing my thighs? I did offer, and a true warrior never goes back on her word. But let me purify my body first. No, I'm just gonna go back to sleep. Quietly. Foolish. I lay back down, took a deep breath, and closed my eyes. Drowsiness set in before long, even though I had just woken up from a week-long slumber. Sleep beckoned, and unable to resist its alluring call, I gave myself over to it. Why do I feel like he's gonna be out for another, 3 days? No, he's not. Okay.
Troops, it's time to rise and shine! It's day 95 of your service here at Last Defense Academy. Our long-awaited day 100 is just 5 days away!
Yeah, well, we'll see how that goes.
The Special Defense Unit is humanity's hope. Finish your mission and bring peace to mankind. The curtain will soon rise on a new era. Work together and work hard!
We've only got 5 days left. I'm really not sure how this route's gonna end at this rate. I assume we're gonna fight Veshness. Are we not gonna deal with the Gi, right? 5 days is not a lot of time to resolve both of those, but we'll see. The next morning, I woke up to the sight of Tsubasa tinkering with a few devices and Gakko waiting next to her. Morning, you two. Oh, morning, Takumi. You're awake. You guys are up early, or have you been working all night? Yeah, I've been trying to develop a tool we can use for the zombies, but it's not as easy as it sounds. I can't think of any material or structure that's strong enough to resist their strength. Just so you know, Tsubasa's been thinking about it non-stop since yesterday. It's not something you can just conjure up like magic, okay? You'll never understand the hard time she had to go through. I get that, I really do. I'm sorry for pushing this on you, Tsubasa. Oh, come on, you know I don't mind one bit. Stop being so formal. But... Forget that and throw some ideas out at me, Takumi. We're kind of at a dead end here. Ideas. Tsubasa said just now she couldn't think of a good way to suppress the zombies. If suppression's a no-go, maybe we should try something else. How about a device that attracts zombies? What? Attract them? Our objective isn't to defeat the zombies, but to survive until day 100, right? Then how about something that produces loud noises to attract them to a particular spot? How about the giant pitfall we dug? Now that's just ridiculous. Of course, that could totally work. Why didn't I think of that? Our goal is to just run away from them, right? Huh? Yikes, this whole time I was thinking about building something that could beat them. Me and my hard head. I gotta hand it to you, Takumi, coming up with that fantastic idea just like that. Just a random thought that occurred to me, that's all. That's what's so amazing about you. Having a reliable leader around makes such a difference. Gaku feels bad, because he wanted to help and he couldn't be of any help, it seems. Well, I'd better get cracking. I can just find the best frequency for luring them out and make some adjustments. Is that even possible? I think that makes you a lot more amazing than me. It's nothing, really. Flattery will get you nowhere with me. The hell, man. What's that, Gaku? Did you say something? What? No, nothing. I'll help you with the device. I appreciate it, but don't push yourself too hard, alright? You can rest if you want.
I'm not pushing myself. I'll do anything for you.
Simp! Alright, here goes nothing. I'll try to get it ready by tonight. He wants to be helpful. I don't know if it's just to Tsubasa or if he just wants to be helpful in general, but I guess he probably feels a bit bad that he is not being very helpful. That night, when I had inadvertently fallen asleep, I was jolted back awake by a loud blaring noise. What's that? Gaku, I told you not to press that! Sorry. What's with this racket? Are you trying to attract every zombie within 1,000 miles? Turn it off, now! If I disconnect this part... The sound stopped? Yeah, but the damage probably already done. Hello, zombies. Is it an accident that Gaku did that? I don't know. 4 zombies barge into the room in single file. Shit, they're already here. Let's see how they like the taste of a power saw blade. No, I won't let history repeat itself. Hey, Takumi. I shoved Takamaru away and charged toward the zombies at full speed. I collided into the one at the front of the line, Moko, with all my strength. Just topple them over. Luckily, that created a domino effect, and the other zombies fell to the ground one after another. Run while they're down. Why are we talking about, like, history not repeating itself? Last time I checked, last time we brought the power saw to kill things, we got 2 zombies, right? I get that you were traumatized and all that, but, like, we killed 2 of the remaining 6 at the time, right? Like, that really wasn't bad for us. I kept running and running to get as far away from the zombies as possible. This should be far enough? Turning around, I saw that I was standing alone in the hallway without a single zombie in sight. Where'd everyone go? We'd scattered on our escape, and now I had no idea where the others were. It was dangerous to walk around alone. I had to find and regroup with them as soon as possible.
You goddamn freaks in nature!
That sounded like Takamaru. There was a sound of fighting coming from the direction of the cafeteria. Is he fighting the zombies? I remembered he'd had the power saw with him when he ran off. But even so, it wasn't going to be easy for him to fend off the superhumanly strong zombies by himself. I forced my exhausted lungs to take a deep breath before running as fast as I could toward the cafeteria. I will say, him trying to solo all 4 could be really bad. Might result in his death.
You think you can beat me? Huh?
Takimaru, are you okay?
Takumi? The hell are you doing here?
I'm here to help. I'll fight with you.
Bastard! You mind your own business! I'll handle this! You just run as far as your legs can carry you.
Are you nuts? You can't handle 3 zombies by yourself.
Get away from me!
Was that Tsubasa?
Sounds like she's in a pinch. Takumi, go help her!
But then you'll...
I got this with me.
Yeah, I was gonna
More
say...
than enough.
I mean, bro's definitely about to die, but he does have the power saw. I like his odds more than Tsubasa right now.
But Tsubasa's empty-handed. You're our leader. You want to know who needs more help right now.
Is this gonna be a decision? Don't think, decide. Even a single second could be fatal. Decide now. What should I do?
Don't you dare die on me, Takamaru.
Okay, it's not a decision. That one was forced. That doesn't shock me.
I'm Takamaru Yakushiji. The man, the myth, the legend himself.
He's definitely dead. Now we gotta put our trust in him. That was the last thing I heard Takamaru say as I bolted out of the cafeteria. I refused to turn around so my resolve wouldn't waver. Tsubasa's voice was coming from the floor above. I had to save her. I couldn't stand by and watch another friend die. I charged upstairs without pausing in step. We'll see. I ran and ran. I just kept running. Are we going to be too late when I finally reached my destination? And we were too late. What greeted me was the worst possible scenario. Not again. A zombie's hand gouged right through Tsubasa's body. Fresh blood was pouring out from her wound, staining the floor beneath her. What's this? What is this? It didn't feel real to me. My body couldn't stop shaking.
Me. Run.
At that moment, I heard a faint voice calling to me. Takumi, run! It came from Tsubasa, who was barely alive. No, I didn't want to run. I couldn't. She was still breathing. I had to help her. She was still alive. No, she dead, bro. Tsubasa's body crumbled like a puppet that had its strings cut. Her eyes glazed over. There was no longer any life in them. Tsubasa just died in front of me. She lost too much blood to be revived. There was no hope for her. The moment I understood that, a searing hatred boiled up from within me like magma waiting to erupt. Damn you zombies. Damn you, Gi. I clenched my shaking fist so tightly I could hear my nails digging into my palms.
You bastards! Give them back! Give my friends back to me!
If we leave this day with more zombies than we started, I'm gonna be pissed. Takumi, wait! Do not be so reckless! Kurara and Koshika ran over and each grabbed one of my arms from behind. Let go of me. Tsubasa was just... She was... Calm down. Oh, he just got slapped. It's already too late for her. And we'll be next if we don't run before Hiriko notices us. You can see that, can't you? Kurara's words came as a revelation to me. If I want to confront the zombie now, Kurara and Koshika would be dragged into my reckless fight. Sorry, you're right. But I got through to you. Now let's go. Takamaru told me to save Tsubasa. I didn't make it in time. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Tsubasa. The three of us headed to the cafeteria to help Takamaru after that. He's definitely dead too, bro. All that had awaited us there was yet another terrible sight. There was no more Takamaru, only what was left of him. When I laid my eyes on the torn up pieces of flesh scattered all about the cafeteria, I threw up violently. Tears wouldn't stop streaming down my face. The barricade on the garage had been completely destroyed and couldn't be salvaged. We couldn't use the garage as a base anymore. We gathered some necessities and decided to shift locations. Where's Gaku? We created a new rule that we would always move around in class armor, since we didn't know when the zombies might strike. I retrieved the zombie learning device that Tsubasa had created from the workbench as well. We bumped into Gaku there and agreed to evacuate to the rec room for the moment. Oh, there's Gaku. Okay, 4 people left. Takamaru has been... No, you're kidding me, right? It's finally down to the 4 of us. Wait, what did you just say? Didn't Tsubasa manage to get away? She's just hiding somewhere out there, right? Do you know where she is? We gotta go get her. She did. Why aren't you saying anything? Hey, answer me! Tsubasa was killed by a zombie. We saw it. No way. This isn't funny. Hey! I ran to help her as soon as I heard her scream, but it was already too late. She died right in front of me. Bro has to be feeling away, knowing that he inadvertently caused this whole thing. I'm sorry. If I'd just gotten there in time. Shut up. Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up! Stop apologizing! It's not gonna bring her back. Tsubasa. Tsubasa!
You were there, you said? Why couldn't you protect her in my place?
Why are you still alive when Tsubasa's dead? Explain yourself, dude! Sir Gaku, that is enough out of you! It was not easy for Sir Takumi either! It's okay. I understand how he's feeling. When I lost Nozomi, it was like my mind fell off a cliff. If there'd been someone I could yell at back then, I would have done the same thing Gaku was doing now. So I couldn't bring myself to stop him. You understand how I feel? That's the funniest thing I've heard in my life. What do you think you understand, huh? You think you're so high and mighty? Damn it, damn it, damn you! I simply stood there and silently endured Gaku's enraged venting. Man, it's bad out here. And they didn't even say that, you know, Takamaru got any zombies. We really might have more zombies than we started with, which is not good. Morning came, the night again, but the mood in the rec room remained in the doldrums.
Why, Tsubasa? Why did you die?
Bro definitely got himself a little crush. Gaku had been mumbling to himself with a vacant look in his eyes since yesterday. Leave him be. He's not coming back to us anytime soon. We gotta focus on what we can do to survive the next 4 days. Karara.
Huh?
It is just as Lady Karara says. As heartless as it may sound, our friend's sacrifices will be for nothing if we get wiped out now.
I'm getting through this alive by any means possible. Even if I have to use Kyoshika as a meat shield.
That's a little vile, but... I would rather be a sword than shield, because that means my holy Jumanji sword and I can finally... Keep your obscene delusions to yourself. They're too niche to be understood. They were being so normal that I couldn't help but let a laugh slip through. It was just pointless banter like always, but it uplifted me in the dire situation for some reason. I can't believe you can still laugh. Gaku bristled and glared at me. Must be so nice to be able to just sit there and laugh like a fool. Even though Tsubasa's dead. That kind-hearted Tsubasa. And here you are, laughing like nothing's happened. Who the hell do you think you are? I was gonna say, Gaku's gonna be pissed. Gaku.
Who the hell do you think you are? Are you quite done here?
Yeah, you tell him, Karara. Bro does need to shut his trap. What? I have had it up to here with you as well. You are testing my patience to the limit. Have you not given any consideration to the fact that the zombies would not have attacked the garage if you did not make that loud noise with the device? I was just trying to help Tsubasa, and you messed up. Enough with your excuses! You're the one who brought the Gi creature to school in the first place. Have you forgotten about that? But, Darumi... Now you're using the dad as an excuse? Downright despicable. Let me make something clear. If it hadn't been for you, none of this would have happened. So stop trying to make it all seem like it's Takumi's fault and... Karara, that's enough. You basically killed Tsubasa yourself. I didn't... that wasn't what... You two are way out of line. Gaku didn't do it on purpose.
I killed Tsubasa? 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 Tsubasa?
Yeah. Off the text box, bro. That's how you know it's deranged. Gaku? Gaku let out an ear-piercing scream and flew out of the rec room. Seriously, what's his problem? He can't be out there by himself. We have to go after him. He dead. He gonna lure them all. Stop yelling, Gaku. You're gonna attract all the zombies. Sir Takumi, look! Up ahead! No. That's tough, bro. Oh, no, that's not good. We really should have, like, burned them when we had the chance. Shoot, they couldn't have picked worse timing. No, Takamaru and Tsubasa too? Tsubasa, is that you? No, that's not the Tsubasa we know anymore.
Tsubasa? You're alive! You're still alive, Tsubasa!
Bro, Kako is good. Like, I know they're all feral to a degree, but look at Kako, bro. What in the world? She's like a feral dog. Also, the way Moko's running, I don't know why that's so funny to me, bro. God. But yeah, he's cooked. Just, he's done for. And it's definitely gonna be Tsubasa that does him in.
Gaku, come back!
I'm so glad you're still alive, Tsubasa! I'll protect you this time! I swear I will! Tsubasa!
I do apologize about the vacuuming.
Sir Gaku!
Tsubasa bit down on Gaku's neck and tore out a chunk of flesh. Blood started spurting out from the wound. Gaku collapsed into a heap on the floor with a satisfied smile on his face. Yeah, I mean, he was fine with this. Yep. Tsubasa climbed on top of Gaku's fallen body and started ripping it apart with her teeth. We watched our former friend get torn into shreds right before our eyes. Despite the many times I had seen it before, it was still too shocking and my mind blanked out. Takumi, Kyoshika, let's get away before they detect us. Yeah, let's get away. Kurara's calm words pulled me back into reality somehow. This is no time to be shocked. We had to leave before... Oh no, they noticed us. What shall we do now? First of all, we have to stay. Just run for... Oh no. Did she just collapse? Oh, she tripped. Oh no, not the mask. Does someone have the distraction device? That's our best bet right now. Hit that thing and chuck it. Kurara tripped and fell dramatically, knocking her tomato mask off her head. Kurara, are you alright?
Where's my mask?
Sir Takumi, take Lady Kurara and run as far as you can. I'll buy you some time. Kyoshika, you can't. We do not have the time to stand around debating this. Go! The determined glint in Kyoshika's eyes broke to no argument. I nodded and did as told. Kurara, can you stand? We have to run. Yeah. Come at me, foul zombies. I am right here. I'll slice you and dice you and turn you into mincemeat. We bolted as Kyoshika blustered against the zombies in the background. Goodness. Bro, it's so over now. There's, like, actually no way. As I was running down the hallway while pulling the weakened Kurara along. I'm so scared. Damn, when did they get here? I got worried for Kyoshika for a split second, then realized we had to worry about ourselves before we could think about anyone else. We're getting through this together, Kurara. Don't let go of my hand. Bro, you're gonna need to go find the power saw or something. Alright, we do a little bit of chase sequence. Nope, don't, nope, you don't see me. No, oh my god.
Not like this.
Are we serious right now? So, like, all I had to do was just keep running, it seemed? Yeah, just needed to be a tiny bit more patient. At long last, we managed to shake off the pursuing zombies and flee to the roof. But there we saw... Kyoshika, who seemed to be losing in her struggle against zombie Takamaru. Kyoshika! Don't come any closer! Get away! Kurara moved before I could even react. Kurara, who should have been weakened by the loss of her mask, leapt out from beside me. Oh, is she about to... Oh, man. Now, while I certainly did not want to see Kurara get killed, I must say, I actually do respect seeing, especially out-of-mask Kurara, make a courageous move like that. Like, that's not something I would have expected from her. That's kind of cool. It's kind of cool to see, you know? She threw herself in front of Kyoshika. Because of that, Takamaru's arms punched through Kurara's body instead. A brief pause later, fresh blood came pouring out of her wound. Oh, yeah, she's cooked, bro.
No!
And then there were two. My body was already moving before my mind could fully process what just happened. I charged for Takamaru with a frenzied cry, and kicked him away with every last bit of strength left in me. The force of my kick sent him over the fence and off the roof. Okay, Superman, my bad. 1 second of silence later, the unpleasant sound of human flesh hitting something with great force echoed from the ground to the roof. I tried to catch my breath shakily after managing to kick Takamaru off the roof and turned around.
Lady Kurara! Lady Kurara! Don't try to speak. You are bleeding heavily.
Dang. Yeah, she's done for, bro. She is done. We're really down to 2.
Lady Kurara! Why did you do that? Weren't you supposed to use me as a meat shield to keep living? We must take her to the Revivo-Matic.
You live.
Lady Kurara? This is not the kind of prank that will make me laugh.
If only. I do like their, like, relationship a lot, right? Even if it's, like, mainly just Kurara teasing Kyoshika, it seems all in good fun for the most part. It is hard to see Kurara die in Kyoshika's arms. Jesus.
I am a fool. A gullible simpleton who's easily deceived. Lady Kurara, why aren't you saying anything?
He just assumes this is another one of her cruel pranks. Or wants to believe it is, at least. Probably doesn't actually believe it. Kyoshika's anguished cry echoed into the night sky. It was clear we wouldn't be able to bring Kurara back. That's why I said nothing, and simply watched over her during her final moments. Kyoshika held Kurara's remains and bawled incessantly. I couldn't find the words to comfort her. All I felt was an empty void swirling within me. We stayed on the roof for the longest time. At around the time Kyoshika's loud cries had died down to muffled sobs, something flashed across the corner of my eyes. Isn't that... It was a familiar-looking bottle rolling around on the ground in the wind. I thought she was dead and opened the bottle to check, but then she suddenly woke up and jumped out. She disappeared before I could catch her again. Of course, it was the same kind of bottle I'd seen Gaku with before. He'd kept his, so this one had to be. The one Darumi was keeping Alpha 1 in, so it was here all along. But the bottle was empty. The second Gi Queen had already escaped then. Alpha 1 was a female spawner that possesses live bodies, right? There wasn't much info about this one, but I doubt she has anything to do with the zombies. I suddenly realized how utterly ridiculous that line of thought had been. It wasn't as if I could change anything. Even if I found the reason behind the zombies or caught the escaped Gi, none of that would bring my dead friends back to life. Kyoshika and I were the only ones left. It was too late to do anything now. Yeah. I don't even... Are we... Okay, they might just skip 2 day 100. I was about to say, are we going to even be able to... maybe we will. I was about to say, I don't know if we're even going to be able to make it. Kind of depends. Is Vesh... whatever the rest of her name is, going to attack? If she does, bro, how... At least I have Kyoshika in that case, but, like, goodness. Kyoshika and I kept our heads down and huddled together after that. Little by little, she started regaining her composure after the shock of Kurara's death. That didn't change the fact that we were wading knee-deep in despair. Time passed uneventfully until day 99 was upon us. Yeah. Then the intruder alert blared loudly throughout the room we were in. Yeah, I thought so.
Intruder alert. Intruder alert.
Well.
Unauthorized personnel detected on school grounds.
Something is telling me I'm not one-turning this time, guys.
Defense mode initiated. All available troops prepare for battle immediately.
We'll see. What could the two of us do on our own? But it wasn't like we could escape either. Let's go, Kyoshika. This will be our final battle. It certainly will. We decided to move out directly without going to the war room to avoid giving the zombies a chance to attack us on the way there. And it makes sense, honestly. Like, it's not like we need to regroup. We've got the whole squad. So what do we do?
It's finding time to settle things with Veshness once and
Ness.
for all.
Vesh-Ness. Right.
Ready, Kyoshika?
Do not take me for a weakling. I have been ready long before you even asked.
Yeah.
We shall emerge victorious, as vengeance for those who departed before us.
Let's do it.
That's right. We're fighting to the bitter end for our friends as well.
I beamed at Kyoshika so that she wouldn't feel uneasy. She smiled back in response. I made it a point to stop thinking about what might happen after we defeated Veshness, if we could even do that. I needed all the mental energy I had to focus on the enemy at hand. Annihilate all enemies. Alright. How are we doing this?
Good to go.
So we could start with here and then go down. I don't know. How much good does that even serve?
Let us begin. Leave it to me.
We have a few attack potions to work with. I don't want to overdo it, though, so that we can actually clear the boss. We could double up on this. I kind of hate that, but... I mean, unless I do, like... Wow. Yeah, that won't even work. Oh my goodness. It's so... Okay, this is one thing that really frustrates me about the gameplay. Is that it's actually way harder than you would think to, like, control this. Like, in theory, there is no reason I should not be able to turn this and send it this way, right? Like, if I can send this thing at up to 3 range, why can't I target, like, over this way, you know? Like, target here. Right? That doesn't really make sense, but it's just not something the game lets me do. And it's kind of annoying. Like I'm not trying to bring it there, you know? Like, okay, if I just gotta target the space. Like, sometimes it works. Like, I got it in the right spot that time. Okay. It's just weird to control, like, in general. And I can do this, and then...
Let us
I
begin.
mean, the problem is, if we don't hit the back line, too, because I don't think I was hitting the... Was I hitting the back line there? No. I can't hit this one back here, like, no matter what I do, unless I use an agility potion, and then I could. But then we kind of run into a... Well, I mean, I guess I could use an agility potion and air blade right here. And then Kyoshika can... Still not one-tap this guy unless we use an attack potion, so I guess it doesn't really matter. Then we do this twice. Do a lot of damage. Like, go over one. I mean, we can try it. Why not?
This should do it. Ready when you are.
Let us begin. This should hinder them. 2 arms!
Attack potions exist to be used, you know?
You've left yourself open! Let us begin. Banzai! 2 arms! You've left yourself open! My apologies.
I've got this. My turn. Take that! All right. Here we go.
I could clear this in one turn, but it would probably be an overcommitment. I would need to use an agility potion or a spring trap, plus another attack potion. Is there really a reason to do all that? Like, not real. I guess there's not, like, a reason not to, if that makes sense. Like, there's no way I'm gonna need that many potions for Veshness, right? Ooh, we don't need to double up on attack potions, goodness.
This should do it. My turn.
Maybe a little wasteful, but I don't think it's gonna be a big deal.
To me.
And I like lowering my turn count. Oh, all that. No, wait! I was completely wasted. Because they're gonna just do this.
2 arms! I'll protect you.
No, I'm not falling for that game.
Keep your guard up.
We're gonna bulk up because you're gonna send attackers at me.
Let's do this. Not gonna cut it.
Okay, so maybe I did mess up
Onward!
and overcommit.
On guard!
Turns out there was no lowering my turn count there. Just a bunch of garbage.
Ready when you are.
Bunch of garbage that I'm not going to be able to defeat in one turn, by the way. There's just like no way to hit all of them
You've left yourself open!
without
Let us
massively overcommitting, like with an alt. Like, look, I know I overcommitted with the potions in the first place, but that is massively overcommitting, you know?
Let's go.
I definitely should not have used those potions, but I did, so...
Onwards.
So it turns out that's where I was supposed to overcommit. Bruh.
That's...
Hi. Veshness was calmly walking towards us as if she owned the place. The moment I saw her, my heart started to race like it had never raced before. It was as if the hemoanima, the cryptoglobin inside of my body, was responding to her as she approached. Then she stopped right in front of us while we stood on guard.
Just 2? Did you think I would go easier on you like this? I won't let you die peacefully.
Yeah, we're gonna need the zombies to come, like, lock in real quick.
Your power and the power of the Second Coming are mine.
What in the world is the Second
I
Coming?
shall devour all.
She keeps talking about all this stuff, and it's like, what are you talking about? The Second Coming, future, whatever, right? Like, sounded like a place, like... There's so much we don't understand, and I ended up on a zombie route.
Wicked invaders, repent your evil ways before your new god!
That's interesting. She calls us the invaders. I wonder if that's going to be like the twist. Is that to, like, obviously to them we are like, you know, up to no good, but I wonder if the twist is specifically that, like, oh goodness. I don't know how I'm going to get through all of that
Leave it to
at a
me.
reasonable pace. Is she null piercing? She is.
Let us
Bug.
begin.
That's a little annoying. Is there not a formation? I don't think there's a formation that lets me hit both of them at once, is there? No, wait, this one. That one's hitting. That one is hitting. Okay, so we definitely start with one of those, right? I do this twice.
Ready when you are.
Unfortunately, this isn't really going to be action positive. It's just going to be voltage farming. I think we start by doing... These guys don't counter, right? No, they don't. Now, to be clear, I actually cannot hit this one and continue, right?
Leave it to me.
Okay. 5, 10. I mean, we have easily enough desperation potions that we can just use those. So we want to use these for, like, buffs. We've got upwards of 4. Like, 5. Not being able to hit this one at the same time is really unfortunate, actually.
Let's do this.
Is there ever a world where Takumi can hit them both with one alt? Yes. So maybe we plan to do that eventually. Have Takumi, like, side slash alt, right? Okay, so maybe that's the plan. And then for now, we're going to Unyielding Spirit.
Power flows through me.
I don't think this is a last yell angle. Desperation Potion for sure.
Let's put this to... I can't
I'm just
stop
out of
now.
safety. I'm going to Defense Potion a few times.
This should render them. I mustn't submit. Let's put this to use.
Is one attack
I can't stop now.
more damage like a boost of 1 attack, is that more damage than an extra combat right now? So right now we can assume we're getting, if that's 12 voltage, right? Well, and actually let's look more at that one. That one's also 12. Okay, so 12 per attack. We're gonna get at least an extra action here. So we're gonna get 4, 5 from killing this while we do it.
Here we go.
6, 7. So we might be able to get we might be able to get to 300 voltage from where we're at, roughly. We don't need to use that on this, so we can assume that's 7. Well, 4, 5, and then 6, 7 turns, and then plus the attack boost. So 7 combats doing 7 damage, or 6 doing 8. It's technically in favor of an extra 1 more. There's something I want to check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can I place those in a way to do damage with those? I don't know. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try it, but we're gonna swing here first. Honestly, just in case maybe I somehow get more turns than I'm expecting, I'm just gonna attack boost. I don't know that this is correct. And it probably isn't, but I did it anyways, so.
I can't stop now. Don't leave me behind. This is a trifle.
I don't know if this will actually detonate and hit them like I want, but it might.
This should hinder them. Don't leave me behind. I've got you. I can't stop now.
Oh, they have to hit it. So I would need to be bullying them into a counter somehow. But I don't want them to counter. Blow up.
I mustn't submit.
How much damage do you do? 3. Yeah, the problem is that the bomb is just gonna hit us too, most likely, right?
Don't leave me behind.
Actually, now that I think about it, I think the attack was the better move. Because that attack will also scale on this. Which, oh, we need to get closer to actually do that. That is good to know. I mean, okay, I have, like, effectively unlimited spring traps right now, so it's not actually relevant, but, you know. I don't think there's a way for me to hit, like, all of them at once. Like, I kind of want to force that bomb to detonate. Maybe once I ult, I can force it to blow up all the bombs. So maybe I place a bunch of bombs, right, like, right in front of it. And then I just blow them all up with the blitz.
Ready when you are. Time to use it.
And to be 100% clear, this does not work, right?
Say when.
It does not. I didn't think it would, but and what was the harm in checking, right?
Let's go. All right.
This is a trifle. You've left yourself open. I can't stop now. I must.
Okay, so now I can hit that. That's 13 damage.
This is a trifle.
Just keep hitting this for now. What? Bro, I was locked in!
Not bad for just 2 warriors. Let me see how long you can last.
Bro, come on. You're kidding me, right?
How pathetic. Coming back to life after getting killed again and again.
None of us even got killed in the fight. A lot of us got killed outside of the fight. Now detransformed, Veshness looked entirely at ease, seemingly enjoying toying with us. To be honest, the two of us were at our absolute limit, both physically and mentally.
Let me savor the sight of your faces as they become contorted in despair.
Sir Takumi! How shall we put an end to this foul villain?
I do have an idea, but it's all or nothing.
The idea was to let me continue my turn. I gripped the thing in my pocket tightly. It was the zombie learning device that Tsubasa had made. This was the only strategy I could think of that could take down Veshness, who'd grown much stronger after absorbing the blood of her comrades. I was still gonna whoop her, I'm just saying. She was about to get one-turned. I didn't do the math, but I'm pretty sure I was about to one-turn her, like, actually.
Are you preparing to beg for your lives? It will do you no good. Stand meekly and allow me to consume you whole. What's that sound?
Sir Takumi! Are you?
It hurts to use them for something like this, but I can't think of any other way.
I mean, it should work, right? I tossed the device in Veshness's general direction, and before long...
What are you?
Go get him, zombie friends.
Dead invaders? You foul, nasty monsters! Be gone from my sight! What? My attacks have no effect on them. Stop! Stop!
This being how Veshness goes down is kind of crazy.
Accursed beasts!
I mean, this is what we had to deal with. If we had our full fighting force, you could have doubled your health and you were cooked, so...
Impossible! A great god like me is being consumed! Stop! Stop!
Sound effects are kind of brutal. They're just really digging in, huh? I guess good for him, man. Good for him. Bro, like, I know I said this. I was about to clown. I was about to clown that Veshness. We defeated Veshness, but in a way that left a bad aftertaste in our mouths. While the zombies were tearing the Supreme Commander apart, we snuck away and hid ourselves. After they'd completely devoured her, they vanished somewhere, moving with their familiar ghoulish gaits. We managed to beat Veshness, somehow. While I have mixed feelings about the method, it is still a victory for humanity. I must survive the final remaining day for Lady Carrara. Yeah, let's survive and go back together. We dragged our battle-worn bodies back to the rec room. Yes, we had to return, even if we were the only two left, to the artificial satellite in the sky. Do we? Do we really need to do that? Especially because one of you is presumably infected. And so, bringing that back would probably not be great.
Congratulations! This is your 100th morning at the Academy! At long last, the time has come! On this auspicious day, the long-held wish of humanity will finally be realized! The most important battle of all will be upon us momentarily. Please, follow the orders provided through the announcement system quickly and without delay. Get yourselves in order before then! I'll see you shortly, soldiers!
At long last, we made it to day 100. Bro, honestly, you were better off saying it Route Zero. How strange. It doesn't feel like we've reached the final day. I know what you mean, but it's true. This is the day we say goodbye to this school. We've survived. Indeed we have. And once we return safely, there is something I must do. Oh, what's that? Travel? Games? A hobby? I wish to rebuild everyone's graves. properly this time. That's a great idea. I'll help too. Truly, I will take that as a promise. Hey, we have some time before the escape pod is ejected. Let's talk about what else we're going to do. That should make time go faster, yes. To begin with, the Holy Jumanji Sword and I will... We shared the secrets of our hearts and talked about everything under the sun while waiting for time to pass. And then it finally happened. It's almost time, Kyoshika. Let's get moving. Indeed. To the schoolyard we go. I keep wanting to say school courtyard, but it's just schoolyard. We walked as quietly as we could to our destination, but fate was not done agonizing us yet. Oh nah, Kyoshika's gonna die on the way, isn't she? The moment we entered the hallway, the zombies all leapt out at once, as if they'd been lying in wait for us. What? Why now? After everything we've gone through to reach this day, we cannot let them catch us now. We must shake them off, Sir Takumi. Yeah, let's go. Kyoshika's definitely gonna die, bruh. There's like no doubt in my mind that she is actually fried. Whoop. Let me go back. I don't know if Moko comes all the way this far. It doesn't seem like she does. But now Hiriko's probably on the way back. Alright, whatever. We're just gonna go. No, we're not. See that masterful gameplay, by the way? I must say, the chase and stealth sections in this game are not exactly the most interesting I've ever played. And this route has had a lot of them. Like, seriously, it's had a lot of them. For a game with such poor stealth mechanics, it sure does love its stealth mechanics right now. Whoop! Snap. Wrong way. The fact that they can watch you hide in a room and they don't care is just, it's something, man. My sides hurt. We eventually reached the schoolyard after dodging the zombies' attacks. We should be safe now. All we have to do is get into the escape pod. Yes. While we were still trying to catch our breaths, an abnormal sight caught my eye. There were several huge cannons jutting out from the top of the school building.
Are those turrets? Where the missiles will be fired from?
You're acting like you haven't seen these before.
They look so sinister. So, this is the weapon of mass destruction that will take out invaders and zombies alike?
Where's the escape pod? This should be the right time. It was just then that an announcement rang out all around us.
An omnidirectional attack will launch momentarily. Leading up to the omnidirectional attack, all defenses will be rerouted to the intercept system. Special Defense Unit members, please board the escape pod in the schoolyard immediately.
Yeah, with the emphasis on immediately. That's...
An omnidirectional attack will launch in 390 seconds. Special Defense Unit members, please...
What are the odds it lures the zombies?
An omnidirectional attack will launch momentarily. Please depart immediately after boarding the escape pod. Repeat. An omnidirectional attack will launch momentarily.
Huh?
That must be the escape pod. This was what would take us back to the artificial satellite. Even with the pod right in front of me, I still couldn't believe my eyes. Sir Takumi, don't just stand there staring. We must go, now!
Right, of course. Let's go home.
We glanced at each other and nodded, but just as we were getting ready to run toward the escape pod... Yeah. I figured that was about to happen. Odds that Kyoshika dies here. Are you kidding me? They followed us all the way here? They might have just heard the noise of it coming out of the ground. I couldn't believe this sudden turn of events. As we stood there in confusion, the zombies rushed towards us with alarming speed. The extreme situation instantly forced my mind into overdrive. Even if we got into the pod, we wouldn't be able to close the door in time to shut out all the zombies. A single zombie in the pod would mean the end for us. But what else could we do? Think, Takumi, think. What am I supposed to do here? Oh, snap. We have a decision right here? That's crazy. What will we do? What are the options? Get in the pod or stay and fight? I mean, staying and fighting is as good as killing ourselves, right? Unless stay and fight the zombies means use the pitfall that we dug and trap them all, which we probably should have done a while ago, but whatever. Like, if it means, like, sit here and try to kill all of them, that's obviously worse than getting in the pod, right? Like, but if staying and fighting means, like, try to wipe them all out with, like, the trap, then that might be the move, right? The safest way to get in the pod, but then we might run out of time. Well, staying and fighting, maybe it lets Kyoshika escape, but if we get in the pod, we both die. I might try stay and fight. I'm kind of curious as to what it is. I'm gonna do both of these today. Like, let's be real, right? Like, we'll just start with stay and fight. I kind of want to see what happens. We'll tell Kyoshika to get in the pod, and we'll distract him. It wasn't even worth a thought. I had to stop the zombies, even if I had to do it all on my own. I'd at least find a way to get Kyoshika onto the escape pod while they were distracted, too. I'd already grabbed her hand and started running before my mind reached that conclusion.
Run to the escape pod, Kyoshika! Out of my way!
We got nearer and nearer to the escape pod while dodging a continuous stream of attacks from the zombies.
Get in! Now, Kyoshika!
I grabbed the unsteady Kyoshika and shoved her into the pod. Then I turned around to face what was coming. Had to lock in for Kyoshika. I charged headlong into the swarm of approaching zombies. Yeah, we're definitely about to get chopped up.
Take this!
Buddy, they ain't taking anything. Look at this CG. You're done for. You might throw a few hands, but you are about to get packed up, unfortunately. I respect the sacrifice, though.
Sir Takumi! Allow me to assist!
Stay where you are, Kyoshika! Escape by yourself!
What are you?
Just go, please! You have to escape, and live, for my sake!
The escape pod will be launched soon. Caution. Cockpit door now closing.
I refuse! I shall stay behind with you and...
Nope. No, you won't.
Sir Takumi! Sir Takumi! Sir Takumi!
Well, at least someone's gonna get out of here alive. Man, Kyoshika's gonna come out of this 2 for 2 on surviving routes. That's crazy. Kyoshika, the ultimate survivor. Ooh, that's loud. And we're getting pieced up. The escape pod, with Kyoshika inside it, became smaller and smaller as it launched into the sky. Thank goodness. A huge sense of relief flooded my tense body and I collapsed to the ground. The zombies surrounded me, but I remained motionless, offering no resistance. The missiles would fire soon. There was nothing I could do to survive this. I would perish here, along with them. In that case, maybe it would be better if they tore me apart now and got it over with. What? But for some reason, the zombie simply growled at me. It didn't seem like they intended to attack. Yep. He has Alpha 1 in him. Not just that.
Whoa!
They grabbed hold of me forcefully and started dragging me somewhere.
Hey, let go! Where are you taking me?
I tried to free myself, but none of them were budging. Realizing that resistance was futile, I surrendered and simply let them pull me wherever they wanted. Where are they going to pull us? That is actually, like... What are they doing, though? The 6 zombies dragged me to a classroom on the 2nd floor, where they tied me down to a table.
What the? Let me go. What are you trying to do?
This didn't make any sense. I would have rather they just devoured me. This weird sense of purpose they were showing filled me with a terrible sense of dread. Oh, now we get infected by Alpha 1. An unpleasant feeling ran over my body as I saw something ghastly crawl on top of me. I remembered seeing that thing with its countless wriggling tentacles before. Not a Gi larva. It looked like a slightly different version of the Alpha 2 queen.
Of course. The Alpha 1 that Darumi was keeping in a bottle.
Alpha 1 was a female spawner that parasitized live bodies. Could that be what she was planning to do? Honestly, I truly believe it had already infected someone. I really believed that.
Stay away! Stay away!
Well, that's not a good ending for poor Takumi. I fought back desperately, but all my efforts were in vain. The bizarre entity forced my mouth open and slithered inside. Those firebombs are gonna be your only respite, bro. Knowing that everything is about to get raised anyway. But that's a tough way to go out. Where am I? I found myself standing on the roof by myself without any remembrance of how I got there.
Never mind. No need to think about that. Once the omnidirectional attack begins, I'll be wiped out along with that thing.
Just then, my head nearly split apart with an excruciating pain. I tried to hold my head, but my body refused to move. It wasn't listening to me. Yeah, unfortunately, you have been controlled. You seem to be in pain. An unknown laughter echoed throughout my head. You know who I am, right? You saw me just now.
To you, I am known as the Gi Queen.
What? What did you do to me? I've infiltrated your mind by passing through your nasal cavity and up inside your skull. My tentacles are now connected to every single cell in your brain. That's why you can't move freely anymore. Now that I've become one with you, I have total control of your body. What's your objective? What are you going to do with my body? My objective, you ask? Well, you see. It's going to be to, like, stop the firebombs? Well, if not... Oh, Lord. Hey, they coming. Well, he just got atomized. Is that it? Yeah, it is. Okay. That was an interesting route. Okay, but okay, yeah, it was all the commanders. Did we see? Yeah, it looks like we saw all of them in that route, right? All the ones that were crossed out are no longer crossed out. Shion. It has a name. Why did they reveal the name? Why would they reveal the name? I never saw that. Okay. Okay, so... Was this the second route then? Oh, they're just naming all the routes. Whoa, hold on. Do I need to start skipping the credits? Do the credits have spoilers? Are we serious? 76, slasher route, history repeating. Okay. I don't want to see the names of the routes, man. So I had to skip the credits. That was kind of lame. We got Route 76, the slasher route with history repeating. The only survivor was Takumi. So we will talk about this route a little bit, and then we're going to check out the alternate choice for this one. And then maybe for the next video, we'll just branch off from here. Okay. this route's a weird one, man. Honestly, let's just get. I kind of think we might as well just get the other ending, given that it's gonna be only a few more minutes, right? Presumably, right? Yeah. Let's just go back, get the other ending, and we can talk about like both endings in the same spot, really. You know? Right? Because they're obviously pretty connected, right? The last few minutes will change, but the route as a whole doesn't change.
An omnidirectional attack will launch in
I really thought it would bring me right to the decision point, but it does not quite do that. Here we go. Alright, now let's get on the escape pod this time. I'm guessing Kyoshika dies in this one. Maybe we die too. I don't know. What will you do? Let's get in the pod. Let's see what happens when we do this. It wasn't even worth a thought, because if we wanted to survive, we had to get on the escape pod. We might even be able to shut all the zombies out if we got there quickly enough. I'd already grabbed her hand and started running before my mind reached that conclusion.
Run to the escape pod, Kyoshika! Out of my way!
We got nearer and nearer to the escape pod while dodging a continuous stream of attacks from the zombies.
Get in! Now, Kyoshika!
I immediately pushed Kyoshika through the pod entrance. We might just make it. I tried to climb into the pod as well, but... Is it the same thing about to happen, or is Kyoshika going to sacrifice herself for us this time? An excruciating pain spread across my right foot. When I turned around, I saw that the zombie Takamaru had grabbed onto it and was holding me back with incredible strength.
Damn it! Let go! Let go!
I tried to kick his hand away, but instead of loosening his grip, he only tightened it. I was about to shatter his leg.
Sir Takumi!
My attacker continued crushing my foot, the pain almost making me lose consciousness. But I had to at least make sure Kyoshika got to return safely. So I was gathering up the last of my strength to do just that. She's about to come out and save us, isn't she? Yeah.
What? Kyoshika!
Kyoshika flew out from the pod entrance, pounced on Takamaru, and held him down in a double shoulder lock. He responded by letting go of my foot and grabbing onto her instead. I stretched my hands out to pull her away, but...
Kyoshika!
I'm guessing she just got devoured. Her body slipped through my hands and she fell back down to the ground along with Takamaru. Dang. Yeah. Well, now we've officially seen everyone die. Dang. This route really just kills everyone, man. And the last death is based on who you choose. I'm not shocked that she would sacrifice herself for us given the chance, though.
No! Stop! Stop!
The zombies descended on Kyoshika like a pack of hungry wolves. I wanted to leap to her rescue, but couldn't even stand because of my foot.
Special Defense Unit members, please board the escape pod in the schoolyard immediately.
So close. I really like this CG, actually. Like, I don't know. It's pretty good. I like the hand dramatically reaching up, covered in blood, right? Go, Sir Takumi. No, I can't just leave you here. Hold on, I'm coming. I tried to crawl to her, but I wasn't making any progress. I lost all sensation in my lower body. Move. Hurry up and move.
Live for me as well. Promise me you will.
The escape pod will be launched soon. Caution. Cockpit door now closing.
Kyoshika!
Dang. I am curious about what happens now. Nothing? That's it? That's all we get? actually don't want to skip the credits, man, but like 075 Slasher Route, Kyoshika's Last Wish. I don't really want to skip the credits. I don't want to see the route names though. Like, so kind of have to. There's nothing after. That's it. Wow, that was a really sudden ending. Okay. Compared to that one, right? This one at least had a little more to it. Okay, so I guess let's talk about endings 75 and 76, specifically along the slasher route. And I suppose we'll finish up the slasher route in the next videos. Maybe that's just what we'll do. We'll like go here at the Nozomi choice, branch off of that, let Kyoshika die, see what exactly changes. Do another video going through all that, and maybe there's 2 ends for that. I don't know. That wouldn't, I mean, it wouldn't really shock me if there's 2 more ends for that. This game has to find a lot of endings somewhere, right? So maybe eventually we go all the way back there, right? How early do they call this the slasher route? It's only once we kick the attacker. So what happened if we dodged? It would have been something else. So that's a split. I assume this is obviously its own route branch, but this is also, like, I guess before the route branch. Anyways, let's talk about everything we saw, I guess, in today's video and this route as a whole. Like, we're including both endings. It was the same route, right? Like, it barely ended differently. Like, yes, the last, like, minute or 2 were different, but that's basically it. Okay, so lots of death today. We start and things are obviously going not great. Takumi struggling to get over having to kill Nozomi, and it seemed like this was kind of hurting Kyoshika. She kind of felt guilty, but eventually Takamaru kind of snaps him out of it for that reason. And we finally decide to start killing some of the zombies, right? And we kind of learn that the zombies are caused by these creatures called the Gi, which is eventually revealed to be the bugs that Gaku and Darumi brought back. Because, I mean, they were clearly infatuated with them, and it was pretty obvious they brought them back, right? To me, at least. I, honest to God, thought one of them was already going to be infected, but apparently that was not the case. So, okay, fair enough. But they brought them back, and the female variant, I believe, it doesn't matter which one, but one of the male or female variants lies their larvae in dead bodies, and they can like take control of the dead bodies with the aim to make more dead bodies and reproduce inside of them, right? And so that's what's starting the zombie apocalypse. We learned that a little later, but we learned that right around here, I believe. And shortly after we learn this, Shoma just conveniently goes out to get us some food and dies in the process. Which is unfortunate. Rip Shoma. And we try to use this as a chance to bait in Alpha 2, which was the one causing the zombies, and we try to trap it, and it kind of outsmarts the trap to indicate that these bugs, they're intelligent, right? They're not just some, like, stupid random insects, right? Like, they are intelligent beings, right? Unfortunately. As convenient as it would be if they were stupid. It was not meant to be that way. And so the Alpha 2 gets away, and Shoma's death was kind of for nothing, unfortunately. Several more days go by. Oh no, excuse me. That is not how that goes. The next day, there's another battle with the Paragon of Warfare. He rolls up. We can do literally nothing to this guy, because he takes 1 damage at a time. You can't pierce his armor, and he has 99 armor. You're not killing him. It's that simple, right? It is not possible to kill him. You just have to survive, and afterwards, he just slices off Takumi's head, and I guess leaves. No, he doesn't leave. Sorry, Veshnus shows up, and they fight, and Veshnus kills this Paragon of Warfare, and then Veshnus leaves. So Veshnus kind of locked in and saved our lives, I guess. With the intention of ending them later, of course. But Takumi has been beheaded, and it takes him a week to wake up from being revived again. I'm not sure why it takes him so long to wake up from being revived when that was, like, not really a thing that happened in the past, but and that's something I'll kind of talk about. It was one of my issues with this route, was just kind of some inconsistencies, like with Route Zero, I felt. But it's fine. We'll move on from now. Anyways, we come back and we kind of debate on what we're doing for a little bit, and we decide to make something to counter the zombies. We have Tsubasa make something. She's not able to make something to suppress their strengths. Instead, she basically makes a giant lure. And Gaku is an idiot, and he presses the button on this lure, and in the process, the zombies come in. We can't really fight them off. Takamaru tries to solo 3 of them with the power saw, and tells us to go save Tsubasa. We fail to save Tsubasa, and then we go back and Takamaru is dead too. So we made negative progress. We lost 2 more people. We're down to 4 people at this point. Gaku does not take the death of Tsubasa very well, to put it lightly. And within, it was literally the next day, right? I think it was literally the next day, right? Or like next evening. He kind of starts to freak out. He goes outside and starts screaming, and it attracts all the zombies. And he is like, Tsubasa, you're alive and you're back. And he, of course, gets devoured by Tsubasa. The classic, like, you fell in love with someone who turned into a zombie and you see them again and you think they're alive or want to believe they're alive and let them kill you thing, right? I feel like that's pretty tropey, but he clearly had fallen for Tsubasa at this point, if you ask me, or like, I don't know. Like, that's how it read to me, at least, right? He seemed very upset with her loss specifically, right, over someone like Takamaru, you know? So I can only assume that's what it was. And so he gets himself killed, and while we're running away, Kyoshika kind of tries to hold some zombies off, and we go try to rescue her, and Kurara sacrifices herself in the process. So we're down to 2 on day 99, and Veshness shows up, and whew, just 2 of us fighting Veshness, and it was real hard. Just kidding, I was gonna whoop her ass if the game let me, right? I know you guys saw that. I can go back, maybe do the math at some point. I was going to one-turn Veshness. That's what was happening. That's what was about to happen, right? I can almost guarantee you I was about to one-turn Veshness, and the game did not let me, and I won't forgive them for that. They're wrong for that, right? They're talking about it's just not possible. We've been pushed to our limits. No, I can win this fight if you just let me keep going. Kind of annoying. I kind of dislike when games do that. I understand it, like, but it's kind of annoying when it's like, I am actually winning this fight, and they're like, kind of scripted, we have to find another way to win this fight moment. I'm like, I didn't need to do that. I was going to win that fight. Like, we didn't need to use the remote. We could have kept that for another time, like, you know, when we needed to escape, right? And we just didn't, right? But whatever. Ultimately, the idea is that Veshness is supposed to be too powerful for you to overcome with 2 people. That was not the case for me. And so we use the lure to have her get chowed down on by zombies. She raises some interesting implications, and this is the most interesting thing lore-wise for the entire route so far, is that she kind of suggests that, A, we are the invaders, not them. We are, right? Which maybe indicates that, like, they view us, obviously, as the ones invading Earth, right? Like, and trying to wipe them out, despite the fact that, like, which we are, objectively, that is true. Like, we are going to the Last Defense Academy, presumably from the artificial satellite, right? And we are trying to firebomb all of them out of existence, like, and I can see why they wouldn't exactly appreciate that, truth be told. I suppose that's not terribly shocking. So that's interesting, that implication. But they also talk about like some second coming, I think is what they said. I think that's what they said. Like something about a second coming, right? Let me see if I can find it in the because it was in red, and usually I would assume some of those things are in like the maybe not galleries. That's probably not the right place to look. Options, maybe not. No, I might have to actually like load into the game to see what I'm looking for. Let's just load this random save, I guess, and go to... I don't know. We'll just go to here, I guess. I just want to see if it's like somewhere in the tips or something, or like the archive. I feel like it's probably not. Does not look like it. Yeah, there's several things that the that are mentioned by the Supreme Commander. Like, she said something about, like, Futura or something, I think, right? Which I assumed was a place. So it seems like they have their own place, they have their own god, they have their own, like, belief in a second coming, right? Whether that, like, what exactly that means in this case, right? And then they seem to view us as the invaders. There's a lot of interesting setup here regarding what exactly is going on with the invaders, and they just kind of tease it a little more in this route rather than telling us any of it. Anyways, that's after that. I mean, like I said, we get all this from Veshinus, and we defeat Veshinus, and we kind of move on to day 100, where we go to the escape pod, and ultimately the zombies find us, and we're left with a choice. Do we either fend off the zombies, which I correctly deduced is like let Kyoshika escape, or do we just get on the escape pod, which is basically the sacrifice Kyoshika, get out ourself option. Initially, I chose the let Kyoshika escape because I like Kyoshika, whatever, right? Like, I knew I was going to do both. It didn't really matter. And we did that, and the ending to that one was kind of creepy. We saved Kyoshika, and afterwards, the zombies stop attacking us, and instead they drag us into, like, a room where we get infested by the one of the geese, right? And it was the one who, like, it was Alpha 1, the one that infects the living. And I want to point out, if we look, right, if we look here, right, and we look at the save name, or the route clear name, right, oh my god, it's not here, right, it's somewhere else. Okay, so the route ending name was basically history repeats itself. And so the thing I'm wondering is if maybe somehow that Alpha 1 was like this, like the serial killer? Like, what if that's what was causing the serial killer, right? That's like my current best bet, I guess. I don't know. I don't really have any better ideas on what exactly they would mean by history repeats itself. I suspect that's something we kind of do some of the other routes, and it'll explain some more of the stuff in the slasher route. We'll kind of, like, maybe if we go back here and see some of the branches off from here, right? Maybe we'll get more information about, like, the serial killer or something. Or maybe that's all the way, like, back here. I don't know. I really don't know. But we get infected and presumably instantly firebombed afterwards. And as a result of that, apparently history has repeated itself somehow. How, I don't really know, but like I said, I suspect we'll see that in future routes. My best guess is like the serial killer or something, right? Like infecting Takumi is like causing another serial killer, maybe, I don't know, right? The other route is really straightforward, like incredibly straightforward. The other ending, I actually have them backwards. I've been hovering this one. This is not History Repeats Itself. This one is. This one is just like Kyoshika's last wish or will or something. Basically, Kyoshika saves herself, or like saves us by sacrificing herself, and then says to live on for her, and that's literally it. The route ends right there. I don't know. Both endings were kind of weird. This one was like, I guess I maybe liked this one a little more. I don't know. I would assume that if they were gonna set up the like. I feel like maybe with further context, this one will be more interesting, but like right now, without having any clue how history is repeating itself or what exactly, like, don't get me wrong, the parasite infesting us is already creepy enough, but like, I assume it has to mean something, right? Like, what does it do with you, right? Like, what is its end goal, right? It has to do something, right? And also, why did it only infect us? Why did it not do the same to Kyoshika? I don't really know. Why did it not infect any of the other dead people instead of us? Like, was it because we were like, it was like, oh, everyone else is gone, they're alone now, right? And they're not dead, might as well. Like, maybe. Just a little strange, but we can overlook that. It's just like I said, I just want to know what exactly, like, I feel like knowing exactly what it does would make it so much more like interesting. It is horrifying not having any clue what their purpose is, but like, I don't know, I wish they would have just told us at the end, right? Like, they're like, my purpose is, and then we just get firebombed, right, by the Undying Flame missiles instantly, and I assume Takumi gets vaporized and it doesn't even matter that he got infected, right? Like, and then this one was just such an abrupt ending, right? I wish, like, I think they just really don't want to show us what's on the artificial satellite until we, like, go up, right? Like, and tell a specific ending. They only want one ending to have it. And it's like, that's kind of crazy because we were literally on the escape pod, right? We really couldn't see what was up there that, like, Takamaru was freaking out about in Route Zero. Like, I don't know. Didn't love that. So overall, this route, okay, I'll be honest, I definitely did not like this as much as Route Zero. It was kind of good fun. If you just took it from the perspective of, like, it is nothing but an alternate scenario to have fun with, then it can be fun, right? But after having just finished Route Zero, and I know I say this, and then I also say I'm going to go through more of the slasher route, the slasher route is certainly not the direction I was hoping this game would go. And I understand that, yes, that was a result of my own choices, but it's kind of like the fact that you can get there like this is kind of a result of their own design decisions, right? It's not like you can only get there by right? It's not like you have to do some glitch to get there, right? The slasher route is just a route you can get first, and I feel like as a second route, it's like after Route Zero, it's a little disappointing. Like, even if I enjoyed it, like, genuinely I did, I would have preferred a more plot route next, if that makes sense. Yeah, I don't know. I don't love that design decision because this is almost, like, I don't see this really playing into other routes all that much, right? Unless the Gi are, like, actually secretly super relevant somewhere. If it's just self-contained, which, I don't know, that's kind of my current assumption, actually, is that it's, like, a bit self-contained. And if that's the case, I don't know. Not in love with that, like, as a design decision. But like I said, the route itself was good fun. I just didn't like that I got it immediately after Route Zero, right? I would have preferred something else. It was cool to get to see the cast in a kind of zombie scenario. I will say another thing is, I feel like you really gotta, like, suspend your disbelief a little bit because, one, first of all, and this is a really minor thing, they made that pit to kill a bunch of zombies, right? And they killed a single zombie with it, right? Did they, like, they could have, maybe I missed it, but, like, they could have used it again, right? Like, just had Takamaru lure another zombie or group of zombies into that same pit, right? Like, it's not like all the spikes presumably got shattered when Eito fell into it, right? Like, I don't know. I feel like we could have used more of that and just cleared out the zombies. Would have made sense to me. I mean, that's kind of a minor thing. But, like, also, and it's the same with the power saw. I'm like, why at no point did we try to use the power saw until Takamaru was trying to 3v1? And I'm like, yeah, 3v1, no, those are bad odds, right? And so, obviously, when you put it like that, it's like, yeah, it's hard to isolate them. And so, maybe that wasn't the greatest plan, realistically. But I'm like, the pitfall, like, that could have killed all of them at once, right? Like, I don't know. I feel like you have to kind of suspend your disbelief again, like a bit there, which is okay. But another thing is, I'm like, it's not consistent with Route Zero and how the Revive-O-Matic works. I feel like, I mentioned this before, but Eito literally blew up, right? Unless this was the tiniest explosion mankind has literally ever seen, right? Unless that is the case, right? Unless it was like a little tiny localized one, right? That you cannot hear, right? Or like that is like, excuse me, just barely like, I don't know, like it barely, like it blows a small hole in your chest and you're done, right? Unless that's the case, he blew up, man, right? Like, but in this route, like, you couldn't survive anything, right? Like, just losing blood was enough to kill you. You know what an explosion would do to you? You'd lose a lot of blood, right? Like, you would think. And apparently, I don't know. I don't really understand the mechanics of it. I understand it's a different route, so maybe you just gotta assume things work differently. That's just kind of weird to me. I would have liked maybe a little more consistency there, or like maybe my understanding is a little poor on how the Revive-O-Matic works, but like a lot of these deaths, I'm like, and because at first I was like, you know what, maybe besides Moko's they all make sense, right? That was kind of my thought, right? Besides Moko, right, it all makes a lot of sense, right, that they couldn't be revived, right? Because I'm like, you know, like, they got bit by zombies, right? Like, that's what happened to Takamaru, Hiriko, Darumi. We weren't going to revive Eito. We drained his cryptical ovens. So that was definitely not happening. Tsubasa, Gaku, right? Like, I mean, literally everyone presumably got, like, bit by zombies or, like, clawed by them, right? And so, honestly, I kind of assumed, like, and, like, I maybe should have known better, given that Kurara showed no, like, symptoms of, like, when they did the Revive-O-Matic thing, that, like, are there any anomalies within your body? No, right? Which is also how I should have known that nobody was already infected with Alpha 1, but I kind of forgot about that until just now. So, in retrospect, it was obvious that no one was infected. But the point is, right, like, that at first I was like, yeah, maybe if you just get scratched or, like, by a zombie or bit by a zombie, like, and it kills you, like, it kind of infects you and there is no reviving you. But that wasn't even true, right? It was just that they died, and then later the Gi, like, Alpha 2, right, like, would use them for larvae, right? And it's like, so literally just getting, like, swiped and killed by a zombie. And, like, yes, I understand that having a hole punched through your body is not good for you. But you know what happened to Darumi in Route Zero? She literally got crumbled up like a piece of paper, bro. Okay, not that bad, right? But she got squeezed, man. I can't assume that's good for you either, right? And so I'm like, I don't really, like, when we have that was the very first showcase of the Revive-O-Matic. We saw Eito, right, again, he survived an explosion, right, or he didn't survive it, he died and was revived automatically, right, and I'm like, and so now we have to, like, manually bring everyone to the infirmary for revival, and it doesn't work on basically anything, like, at all, actually. Like, there was not a single death that we were able to revive, except Takumi's. He got beheaded, and that was cool. He fell off of, like, the top of a building and totally annihilated his entire body, and they presumably weren't able to get him for a little bit, and that was fine, right? It just feels like they're like, yeah, we'll revive Takumi when he dies, but no one else gets to be revived. No one else, right? And it's like, what? Okay. I don't know. I just don't. I don't really get it. And like I said, I think the Revive-O-Matic just probably works differently in this route, but I don't really like that as a writing decision. It's not really my favorite. I would have preferred there to be consistency between the routes where possible. Like I said, I don't know. It's probably ultimately not that big of a deal. I probably sound like I'm really ragging on this route. Like, I had fun, right? I enjoyed the route, right? I think once we kind of got the slasher involved, I was like, this route's going to be a little goofy. And then definitely once Zombie Ugamu showed up, I was like, this route is just properly ridiculous, actually. It's not even just goofy, right? Once I kind of saw that, I was okay with it. It was just like I said, not initially what I was hoping for. Once I kind of accepted that this was going to be a goofy route and decided to just have some fun with it, it was fun, right? Like, getting to see the cast that I like in this wild scenario. Right, I did enjoy it. It's just not at all what I was expecting from this game at this point. I don't really have like number ratings for this. Definitely lower than Route 0. I'll say that much. Definitely not as high in this as I was Route 0, you know. Unfortunately. I would love to say that I was, but I would be lying. So, I don't know, probably like a full point or two below Route 0 for me. Route 0 was maybe like an 8 or a 9. So this is like, I mean, this might be like a 6 or a 7 for me, right? Like, it was solid fun. If you took this as its own independent story, it was fun enough, right? Like, I enjoyed my time with it, right? And if I enjoyed my time with something, I'll probably put it above a 5, right? I'd have to actively dislike my time with a route to rate it below a 5, right? That's kind of my metric, right? But I enjoyed my time with the route, even if there were a lot of oddities and it really wasn't what I was looking for. But, you know, I wasn't, like, wowed by it. You know, it was just kind of cheap fun, right? For sure, like, and that's how I see it. Let me know if you guys disagree. Let me know if you guys thought this route was, like, super duper fun or exactly what you were looking for after Route 0, right? If it is, I mean, that's awesome. I would love to hear that, right? Kind of hear some other people's thoughts. Like, obviously, I think by now I've made my thoughts on the route clear. Like, and the TLDR is, I enjoy the route, not really what I was looking for. Some writing inconsistencies, specifically regarding the Revive-O-Matic, that I didn't really like, but isn't necessarily like an error. It could just be by design that different routes have different rules for things like the Revive-O-Matic, but I don't love that design choice. So, yeah, I would be shocked if this ends up among my favorite routes. Okay, if this ends up among my favorite of all the routes, I'd be a little disappointed, truth be told, at this rate. I am hoping that some of the other routes will have more substance, and like more lore. I understand that some of them are going to be goofy, and I'm totally cool with that. It's just, I definitely hope some of them are like more serious in nature. Under the assumption that the other ones will be, like I said, I enjoyed this route, and I could give it like a 7, right? Under the assumption that this is going to be closer to the least serious route than it will be to the most serious route. And just having fun, like I said, with everyone in a zombie apocalypse story, right? Like, I don't know, like, it kind of reads like a fan fiction to me, right? Like, and getting to see it, like, kind of with official writing is cool. It is cool. So I enjoyed it. Like I said, I would love to hear what you guys think on that. Real quick, I actually want to go to chapter 2. I keep talking about, like, the explosion, right? And I don't know if I'm remembering this correctly. Were we able to hear the explosion? I actually don't really remember. For some reason, I vaguely feel like I remember hearing the explosion at the end of day 2, but I might just be making this up, you know? What was that? Hold on. Oh, just him looking at the sky. Another kind of interesting implication about this, by the way, with Takumi dying in one of those routes, And also, even if he doesn't die, his body has been taken by a parasite. You have to assume that he either has like an automatic trigger to like to send himself back in time, or going back in time is like not canon after each one, if that makes sense, right? Like he goes back the first time and that's basically, oh, I have to check everything. Oh my god, I just want to see if there was an explosion, right? But the point was that I was trying to get at is it's like, it's not like, it doesn't seem like the game is designed where like you going through every route is canon. It seems like it is Route 0 and then you pick a route after that, and any of them can be canon. We'll see, but I don't think they're all canon at the same time, which is true of, you know, some other Uchikoshi games, that all the routes are canon at the same time. That just does not seem to be the case in this game, which is not a bad thing, to be clear. I do like that design a lot in the older Uchikoshi games. It's one of my favorite things about those games, is the way all the routes are connected. That just... We'll see. I wouldn't be shocked if the routes connect, don't get me wrong. But just based on the fact that, I don't know, it didn't automatically send us back to a splitting point. Oh, so these choices didn't matter. He explains it anyways. We'll see. Like, this is when we'll really see is the next episode when we go back and, go back to the route split. Or maybe specifically the next time we go back to, like, day 1 or day 2, like, when the split happens, right? If there's no, like, comment on anything, I will assume that routes aren't really connected. Just the structure of the route and the way it went doesn't make me personally feel like they're all going to be connected in the end, you know? Like I said, not an inherently bad thing, just kind of different. And kind of good to know, I suppose. Alright. So let's... Oh, we're still not at nighttime yet, really. I'm trying to wait till we get to our room. Alright, yeah, let me get through this. Alright, I just want to check if there was a bomb sound or if I hallucinated this sound. Well, it certainly wouldn't be in here, right? The scar. It's kind of interesting to see that he had that exact same mental response to it both times, by the way. It's kind of crazy to me that we had that exact same mental response both times that happened, right? And this is when he's like, am I me?
Who are you?
Yeah, we've seen this. This happens right at the route split. See the sky. I don't know if it happened in this scene or if I'm just insane. Is that blank? So it seemed it was... Okay, so they were kind of always vaguely communicating with us, just not very effectively. Right, yeah. Was there not a bomb sound? I really thought there was for some reason. It appears I've like hallucinated this sound. Looks like I did. Right, and this is like day 3, Sirie's gone, right? Like, I'm not crazy, it was night 2. Yeah, now we're supposed to be in the war room. Yeah, okay, so I'm insane, and I hallucinated that. So maybe it's a much smaller bomb than I gave it credit for. Still, though, given our combat wounds, you would think the Revive-O-Matic would work, so... Still seems a little inconsistent, but again, it's ultimately probably not a huge deal. I think I'm probably making a mountain out of a molehill here. You just gotta kind of... And this, it makes a lot of sense. This is what I was talking about earlier. If you assume the routes are all their own thing, it's not impossible that the rules are different in each route, and it's just something you gotta keep in mind, right? And that's fine, right? As long as you kind of... Especially if you go in knowing that might be the case... Minor changes like that, not a huge deal. I just wanted to check, but I don't know. I didn't really find evidence one way or the other because that bomb didn't exactly blow up. But like I said, still would assume that based on some of those combat deaths, you know, that it would be able to recover from a little more than it apparently could in this route. Unless Takumi gets his head taken clean off. I don't know. I guess that's fine, though. Just like, inconsistent, even within their own route, kind of, right? It seemed like they only revived Takumi there because they wanted to revive Takumi there. I don't know. I've already talked enough about the route as a whole and my thoughts on it, I think, at this point. So, that's all I've got time for this episode. We're definitely going to start up... another route in the next episode, obviously. Kind of have to, because we finished the last one. I don't know exactly which one it's going to be. Like I said, right now, I would maybe expect it to be branching off from killing Nozomi and just go through the full zombie arc, right? Because it seems to me like that's the last branching set that is like guaranteed to be on the zombie route specifically. Because I think the zombie Yugamu shows up right around here, right? Yeah, like day 50 or so. And so, in theory, this route could lead to not a zombie path. So I figure we do all the zombie stuff and then move on to something else. And then I don't know if it'll be more of the slasher route, if I'm going to try to clean up the rest of the slasher route, or if I'm going to go somewhere completely different. I haven't really made up my mind yet. We'll get there when we get there. But yeah, next episode is almost certainly going to be what if we let Nozomi live and Kyoshika dies. Which is a little cruel. I'm gonna hate to do that. Like, seriously, that's gonna suck. I hate saying Kyoshika dies. She's one of my favorites. If that has not been made clear by now. You know, I guess we can maybe have a little bit of fun and revise my tier list soon. I actually don't have my tier list saved, so I'm gonna have to like remake it. So we're not gonna do it just yet. I don't think my opinions on anyone have changed all that much anyways. Maybe some of my unit opinions have changed. I'll say right now, I might bump Kako down a tier, but we'll see. We'll give it a little longer. Maybe like as like combat opinions have changed a little bit, but characters, it hasn't really changed all too much. So maybe not much point in it. Maybe at the end of the next route, if there's like any significant changes. But yeah, we'll see. Anyways, so that's an idea of where we'll be going next episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I know I kind of felt like at the end I was ragging on this route. I really did enjoy this route, to be clear. I had fun. It was not like peak fiction or something, but I had fun with it, and that's good enough, right? Like, that's fine. I suspect that some of the other routes I will enjoy a lot more. I hope so. But I had enough fun with this that I'm like, that's okay, right? Like, it's not like I had a bad time here. So I hope you guys had a good time as well. And maybe you guys thought this was peak fiction. Like I said, if you do, I would love to hear your thoughts. If you guys hated this way more than me, feel free to let me know why. I am interested to hear people's thoughts on some of these routes. But maybe, I don't know, maybe this split will kind of change how I view things if it kind of ties into some of these endings here. Maybe that will be interesting. Maybe it'll improve my opinion a little bit. We'll see. But like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I know I did overall, even if I sounded like I was ragging on it. I did enjoy it. But that's all I've got time for this episode. So until the next episode comes out, peace.